And here we go! We're back with Drawing Some Goodness on Eldritchrune Comics. And I've also adjusted the volume on my PNG tuber, so hopefully it's a little better than it was with games. I think I just have to adjust that and find the sweet spot for that. Let's see here. In the meanwhile, let's get started on some drawings. If you're in chat, let me know. And I will get to saying hello. Anyways, I hope that you all are having a good weekend so far. I mostly am, except for just doing a lot of adulting stuff yesterday, which was a pain in the butt, but I at least got it done. And I was going to make breakfast muffins today until I realized I did not have any cupcake cups, which kind of makes it impossible to make muffins. So I'm like, okay, I'll have to do something else for that. And in the meanwhile, I also went and got myself a boba for a snack, because who can resist? Hello, thank you so much for coming. I hope you're doing well on this Sunday afternoon where it's pretty blustery outside, and I got to the boba place and I was like, did I drop my phone? And no, I just left it at home. I forgot it. I'm so used to having to take it places that I feel kind of naked without it. Very weird. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Alright, she has there's all those acid lines coming down. I gotta remember which lines are special and which aren't. Yeah, let me know if the sound stuff is coming through okay with the PNG tuber as well. I'll just try to adjust the volume on that a little bit. Yeah, we're back to working on this part, because this is a very long part. I got a little bit done on the backgrounds. Yeah, daylight savings time sucks. Don't like that. I was getting all used to like, oh, the sun is finally starting to come up when I wake up. And now it's like, no, now it's dark again. I'm like, no, no. I'm honestly not sure what they should do with daylight saving stuff, if they should keep doing it or not. On the one hand, it's halfway annoying and half not. On the other hand, I guess it depends on who you are and what job you have, whether it's useful or not. You need to look up like the history of that or something. At least it's an occasion. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm glad about that. At least it's an occasion for we just stop. It's an occasion to pull out the My Cousin Oscar video, which is a classic. Think about me, Dave. Save your daylight. I have to sit in front of ultraviolet light. That must be a millennial humor thing, and I know because I tried showing it to my parents once, and they were like, "Isn't that funny?" And they were like, "He curses a lot." I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, everybody does nowadays. Sorry." Hello, thank you for coming. So we draw more of Queenie Beanie. You're gonna splash acid in your face. Dot to dot page, like a connect the dots page, where it gives you like a whole bunch of numbers. You have to just follow it in order. Nice, I haven't done one of those in forever. I think that's kind of like guided contour drawing, which I used to do a lot of just for practice. Somehow I didn't realize they still made those. Do they make like really complicated ones? We just have to really, really follow like 200 dots around? Or is that too much? Here comes Chris to save the day. Ooh. Huh. Oh, so it's not a continuous, contour. Interesting. I've only seen like the ones for kids where it has like, you know, probably like maybe 50 at most, 50 dots, so not something super hard to follow. 600 dots. Fascinating. I didn't realize it did a thing where like you could have like a non-continuous contour with it, but I guess that makes sense. That was one of our exercises that we had in life drawing class with some teachers, was blind contours, which was basically you need to draw the model, but you cannot look at your page. You have to look only at the model the entire time, and you cannot lift your pen from the page. It has to stay firmly pressed to the paper for the entire drawing. And the results don't like look super great, but they feel very interesting, and they're designed to basically help you look like they're there to help your observation skills. They're there to help you look really closely at what you're drawing and like associate what you're looking at with the feel, the motion of your hand. Even if the results are like, what the heck's going on? It's just about muscle memory building. I actually kind of enjoy those. They're an interesting exercise. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming to the stream. As you can see, I have a new layout now. I have my PNG tuber to say things when I say things. I'm trying to adjust it a little bit because I think over the game stream it was a little bit sensitive. But, yeah. I've been doing pretty good. Pretty busy. Oops. Busy with work, all that stuff, but I'm glad I am working at all. A lot of my friends are still looking around for jobs, and I don't like droughts like that. It's not good for the industry. And I'm recovering from surgery still, which I think I'm about probably 2/3 of the way done, maybe 3/4. Probably 2/3 of the way done, I'd say, with recovering from surgery. And that's going okay. Last time I talked to the doctor, he's like, looks normal. So I was like, yay. I had about 2 weeks off after surgery for the hardcore recovery. My mom was up here helping me with stuff during that. And then I kind of eased back into work a bit. So yeah, that's why I took a break from streaming for a little while. I was recovering from surgery. Was not super up for it. Yeah. Big splashy acid thing. I'll probably do some effects there with Ralsei. Kind of hard to draw him looking up with the beard. I know. That's always how it happens. You gotta beware. You really gotta beware. You're like, oh, I'm gonna draw this as a fun joke. What a fun little thing to do. It's not meaningful at all. And then the next thing you know, you're drawing this like serious business. That's always how it happens. Ask any artist, and they're just like, oh yeah, I thought I would do this short thing, and then you're like, oh no, it was not short. I still don't think I can do this like, you know, paper trail or anything where I do everything in order, because that's just too daunting. And also, like, we don't know what happens in Chapter 3 or 4 yet, so I would get stuck on Chapter 2 stuff, and that would suck. Hello, hello, thank you for coming. We are still working ahead on this comic, because it's taken a long time to get through this one. But yeah, thanks a bunch for stopping by. Angry Ralsei. Like, stop killing my human, that's mean. They're my human. You don't get to kill them. And Queen's like, well, no, I will kill them as many times as I want. Apparently. How TVs will be implemented in Eldritchrune? No, they really won't, because there is no technology. They don't have like electricity and stuff like that, and I think electricity is kind of a bare minimum you would need for TV. I don't know, maybe it's like a theatrical thing. Theatrical based world, like, you know, plays and stuff like that. As opposed to television plays. I would like to know more about, like, what's going on in Chapter 3. I hope we get those chapters soon. I imagine because they're still working on, like, Chapter 4. That's probably going to be... I can see it being around, like, late summer or fall. Maybe it will be around the anniversary again. Either way, once those are out, I'm going to, like, take some time off work so I can play them right away. I know otherwise the internet will spoil me. Oh, I'm still picking up a little bit. Or else it's picking up my keyboard. I wonder who will be the secret boss or what will be the secret boss and who will be the big bad of Chapter 3. If we're really going to be able to fight the secret boss of Chapter 3, if we supposedly need the mantle or whatever, and we don't have that, then how are we supposed to win? Wonder if it'll be one of those, you'll have to come back here later and do it, kind of things. Which would kind of suck, but also not. I don't know. How secret boss items are implemented like Dealmaker. I imagine they just be armor pieces. And that's basically what they are in canon, too. Or like little charms or something that, you know, provides a magic boost. No. The Weather Duo are definitely like goofy supporting characters. Like, you know, Sweet Captain Cakes or something like that. I already like them just from the Valentines. I'm like, yo, you two are going to be insufferable. It's going to be very funny. I don't think anybody knows what the secret boss is yet because we haven't had any clues so far to, like, previous ones. Like, there was nothing in Chapter 3 to indicate Spamton would be, you know, an email spam program would be the issue in Chapter 4. Or Chapter 2. The theory that Sham said about the Dark World... Wait, I'm confused. Oh yeah, that would kind of suck. Who knows how they would do the weird route anyway? I mean, there's always like the possibility that, like, you have to have Noelle to do the weird route, so maybe it just does not work with anybody else. That's why the Dark Mantle on okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because basically the pattern so far, at least with Jebel and Spamton, is that then they will talk about the next primary boss of the next chapter. Because Jebel mentions Queen. And then she was the next primary boss. And then, you know, Spamton has mentioned Mike or Tenna, depending on which one you want to go with. So I'm guessing that in that sense, I'm guessing Tenna's going to be the big bad of Chapter 3. Screen burn theory? What is screen burn? Hello, thank you for coming by. Screen burn sounds like something that kids would give each other, like 5-year-olds would like give each other on the playground where you twist your arm. Like it sounds like an Indian burn. Screen burn. No, don't give me a screen burn. No. You run crying to the recess lady. Recess lady's like, okay, whatever. You have a small rash on your arm. No, they gave me a screen burn. Why are kids mean to each other like that? There's like certain things that like kids do to each other and it's like there's no reason for it. They're just kind of like figuring out how to be mean. I'm gonna be following the gang. Oh, that would be kind of okay. That would be kind of funny. I actually don't really know about Undyne or Napstablook. You know, entering the Dark World, I think that might complicate things a little bit too much. But it would also be funny if, you know, they're like, oh, who's this character? Is it the Knight? No, it's like, hi guys, it's me, Napstablook. And I responded to this distress call. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, nah. If there is a weird route, I don't think it's gonna operate like you're gonna do the same thing you did with Noelle and gonna convince the person in your party to kill everyone. Oh no, like I kinda doubt it's gonna go that way again. Again, there might be something weird you can do. I don't think it's gonna be a repeat of Snowgrave. Get my boba. So even then, I'm not sure. Back to this. Yeah, there's things you could do with like an overprotective Toriel that are not, and then she's manipulated into killing people, because I don't know. I don't think it would work that way. Although I think going in, would be like, oh yeah, this is definitely a weird dream. My child, why are you blue in my dream? That's so weird. Mostly if we do get Dark World Toriel, I hope she's close to my design where she's like a baker. She has like a blue mage thing going on, like Queen of Quinn from Final Fantasy IX. People are always like, oh, she's gonna be like, you know, a witch, or like a queen from you know, Undertale. I'll be like, no, but I think it'd be really funny if she was like, you know, just somebody who did something with food, something about teaching people stuff, because she's a teacher. Yeah, I don't know how Burley's gonna work in Chapter 3. That's a good question. Maybe he's comatose, maybe he's dead, maybe he's alive mysteriously. Yes, this is, I think, Gooseworks cover. Because they do good stuff. Again, I knew Gooseworks mostly through their Undertale covers, and it's like, oh, by the way, they did the Beijing Digital Circus, and it's like, oh, really? Oh, damn. That's cool. We are the fourth dimensional puppeteers. It's true. We are the Eldritch Horrors from beyond space and time. Gamers! Well, not necessarily. We can do what... We can control Chris, but we also seem to be limited in our options in terms of, like, how we do that. So... Again, you have to follow a really specific set of instructions in order to do Snowgrave, and if you change any one thing in that really specific set, then you're noped right back out of that route. And there's not really consequences for doing it. So you gotta be pretty deliberate in that sense. She's the giant robot that shows up and just slams through a bunch of blocks. My child, you are breaking my heart. Realistic Toriel isn't real. She can't hurt you. Realistic Toriel in Chapter 3. That'd be extremely funny. You're smashing action Toriel. Now, how come we don't have any Asgore toys? That's kind of sad. Poor Asgore. He gets no toys. Dark World Bluekey is just underswap Bluekey. And then she does the laser eyes as a special attack. Mom, I didn't know you could do laser eye attack. My child, you should have known all along. My laser eye attack is legendary. Yeah, like a little Asgore plushie. We have them on like shirts and stuff like that, but there's like, I don't know. There's no figures of him. He doesn't end up on a lot of merch stuff. Unless it's part of a group. It's not. I can see this like, okay, we gotta hide a secret boss from stuff, but he's like, or gotta hide the final boss from people, but also like, I don't know, he's not that well hidden in terms of boss anymore. Goat Dad underrated. Like, we have Toriel slippers, which is great and all. I love the fact that we have Toriel slippers, but what about Goat Dad? Poor guy. He's doing his best. I don't want to live in a world of adults anymore. No life-size body pillow of Asgore. Man, well, at least none that's official anyway. I'm sure you could find one if you looked. Get yourself to some conventions after hours. Okay, what would be the most awkward Undertale character body pillow? Are we talking Burger Pants or Jerry? Oh no. Probably Jerry, yeah. No, Jerry. Damn it, Jerry. You know that Mettaton canonically made a, Burger Pants dress up in funny outfits to deliver the Valentines. Not Jerry. I love how just like the game tells you nobody likes Jerry, he sucks. And we all agreed, you know what, you're absolutely right, game. Jerry sucks. No, but there are no Jerry apologists. It's like, no, Jerry's secretly okay. They're like, nah, no, he sucks. I don't know, I just like that. Oh yeah, Doge. The Doge was kind of cool. You know, before Crypto Bros got a hold of poor Doge. But, yeah, the unused Royal Dog Guard. Couldn't have Doge. He looked too nice. Too nice for sprites. Trashy the trash can. You were Asgore all along? So when's my break? I love all the unused Undertale stuff. It's so fun. I had to throw in some of the unused enemy types in, like, way back when I was doing the Kara Origins comic. I used some stuff from Undertale Yellow because the demo was out and I played it. And I used some stuff from the art book. They were like, here's some monsters we didn't use. And I was like, oh, but they're funny. Like the Larpy Harpy. Here's a question. Would Birdly get along with the Larpy Harpy? You know, how they always gotta have, like, a weeb monster. Just giant nerd. Which one is TCRF again? I feel like I should know. Oh yeah, under guards 3 and 4. I mostly know this because I know that they showed up in like Inverted Fate, but like one is a bug and the other is a cat. I think that's 3 and 4, if I recall correctly, or were they supposed to be something else? I wonder why they got cut. I mean, probably just to, save time and space, but that's why most things do. Olimar and Gastard are nerding about biology. I can see it. 3 is a bug and 4 is a cat, but the cat is on the left and the bug is on the right. Huh. Part of the reason why they were cut. Why is that? Need more bug monsters, honestly. Not enough bug monsters. Like, we got our furries. Fur, sure. There's plenty. Get it, fur, sure. But, there are some furries who are big into bugs, actually. And Oh, I need some love. Extreme Elements, you're a little late on that. Yeah, why were they cut? Couldn't even be secret guys you fight. Oh, I see. It was a time thing. Toby's like, that's too many if statements. Dang it. Then again, like, there is the whole thing of art club. You can't fight So Sorry unless it is, your clock literally says 8 p.m. on the 10th of October, whatever it is. So it seems like, depending on what day it is you fight which ones, that kind of would work, but I don't know, it might have just been too much with the time they had. You know, like those A and B sessions or whatever at school. You want the block A or block B schedule? Are you on Dragon and Bunny or Bug and Cat Day? Yeah, I guess a static date is easier. There's got to be some other ways that they're reading the date, though. Like on Papyrus's date, it'll list the actual day that you're playing. Like it'll say if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So they can at least keep track of that much. That's probably an easier thing to plug in, I guess. Like, for this input, what day is it? It's this one, kind of thing. Yeah, a river person knows the days of the week. That's true. I guess we're just going to need to have, you know, whenever we get Undertale hard mode, we'll finally be able to fight those guys. It's coming any day now. At long last, the thing you've all been waiting for. Royal Guards 3 and 4 make their debut. Did I see those unused attacks? Maybe I have, but it might have been a long time ago, so I don't remember them. I've definitely not personally encountered Sans' attacks, because I've never played Gino myself for No Mercy. But I've just watched other people do it. Excuse me. No, I'm curious what some of their unused attacks were like. Yes, I've watched the Undertale Yellow Geno run. So I do know what happens in that. I'm not going to play it myself because I don't like doing that, but I'm fine with watching other people play it, so I do know what happens in that. I do kind of want to draw Zenith Martlet because the design is just so badass. And, like, I love, you know, blue space stuff going on. Oh, Wi-Fi blinked out. Uh-oh. So yeah, I have seen that at least. Huh. Okay, Pokemon Horizons. You do you, I suppose. I'm gonna stop here in just a second and do my stretches. As soon as we finish Noel. Try drawing Martlet or Zenith Martlet. Okay, let's do stretches. Oh, Zenith, yeah. No, I need to give it a shot at some point because, again, I was just like, oh, that's a badass design. Like, I'm sorry, Sans, you're fun and all, but Martlet looks objectively kick-ass. So. And of course, you got the great music too. Yeah, there's so many people I haven't tackled yet. I tackled Soroba and Starlo and various folks. Where Sans is too difficult or something. You know, like play tested, and it's like, okay, everybody gets stuck on this attack, so we can't do it. Hello. Medtone EX, yeah, that's what I figured. Thank you for coming. I'm just stretching real quick, and then I'll get back to it. One of Spamton Neo's unused attacks was a Kirby reference. How does that work? I guess I need to learn more Kirby stuff. I don't know what Heart of Nova is. I'm not hip to the Kirby lore. My knowledge of Kirby is actually mostly confined to Smash Brothers. So I'm aware that, like, you know, King DDD and Meta Knight and those stuff all exist. Oh, sparkles! Sparkle up your day! Alright, be right back for one more stretch. Okie dokie. I'm returning. Yeah, that sounds a little imbalanced. Eat my boba. Nice. Again, I've never really played any Kirby games, so I don't have much basis for comparison. I can certainly see some Kirby stuff ending up in there. Kirby's a good series. There's a man, let go of my mouth. I want to bite you. I'm definitely curious what kind of exciting new battles and puzzles and other random weirdness we'll get in the next chapter. And Sly Cooper's supposed to be good. I didn't get to play that much as a kid. What I would often do is I would just watch my brother play. He would just play Majora's Mask over and over, and he would always get every mask every time he did it. So he's going in every time with Fierce Deity Mask. I hope I'm remembering the layers right for this one. Stretch. Arm wire. Yeah, I imagine Crash Bandicoot's pretty good. I should play Spyro sometime. I can't believe I didn't play that. Oh yeah, Crash Team Racing. I feel like there's like a lot of things that, try to imitate Mario Kart, and the ones I can think of that were kind of, marginally successful were Crash Team Racing and, Diddy Kong Racing. To my knowledge, anyway. Maybe there's other ones. Actually, the one that I saw my brothers playing a lot when they were growing up was pod racing, because the Phantom Menace had just come out that year, and so of course they're like, here you can play pod racing on the GameCube, and to be fair, pod racing was like a good place to like, probably the better place for that whole sequence, because it's actually fun to, you know, do the race yourself. Oh, that sucks. Brain age. Brain age. I am still very curious to see what won the next game to play, or what will win the next game to play poll. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. Gasp. Yeah, Star Wars 2 Battlefront. Or Battlefront 2. Did we have that one? We might have. I know we had pod racing, but I can't remember if we had that particular one. Ah, Lego Star Wars. Who's your pick when I ask you about the Chapter 3 secret boss? Yeah, my problem is, with the secret boss, I don't think anybody can guess it. Based on what we know so far, I don't think the boss has been mentioned by anything. Insert Yoda dying noise. Oh yeah, demo discs. Honestly, like, my wish is, I saw somebody post this on Tumblr once, and they're like, hey, the secret boss of Chapter 3 should be like, you know, the Eldritchrune version of Tom Servo and Crow from Mystery Science Theater 3000. Get like a dual boss thing going on, and you know, it's all about dealing with forgotten and discarded media being left in space. And I would just like that because I love Mystery Science Theater. So having a reference to that would just be like, hell yeah! Kick ass. So I would like that. Highly unlikely, but, you know, probably as likely as anything else. So yeah, that's my answer. I want to fight Tom Servo and Crow. We fight Doug and Big Bob. I'm like, what do you think of some obscure TV that was like, you know, came on briefly and vanished forever? And everybody forgot about it. They all forgore. Something to be proud of. Oh no. That's so sad. The Munsters? I feel like people know the Munsters pretty well. Like, while Addams Family is the bigger one, Munsters was pretty popular, actually. It's hard to find obscure TV now, obviously. Ah, analog horror. We already kind of had that with the Spam from Sweepstakes, though. Like, Spam from Sweepstakes is very much an analog horror kind of thing going on. Yeah, Munsters was pretty popular. I hope we get, like, really, you know, crazy commercial references, like, you'll get caught up in the crossfire, crossfire. Mixture between Metatron and Flowey. I don't think the flowers are going to be a secret boss in Chapter 3, mostly because I think that, like, we're already going to be getting a lot of flower-themed stuff by going to Asgore's flower shop, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be another future Dark World is Asgore's shop. Not its friend inside me. Ugh, I thought of a way that could apply, but I don't want to bring it up because it'd be really weird. I don't think Woody's actually in the game, though. I think that would be too expensive to license. Ah, my nose looks a little crooked. There we go. Is Spamton based on the ad for Big Shot Soda? Like, was that confirmed? My I always thought with spam was like, okay, he's, you know, he's spam email. He's the email that you usually don't even look at and throw away. Only Noel looked at his emails. Pippies, our freshwater clam. Mrs. Pippies. You know she's a missus because she has a bow. I should really watch Spamton Sweepstakes again because, like, those are extremely funny and I like them. Everybody's watching this like, what? What's going on here? It's so weird. I thought that we were gonna get the silence ending at some point. I wonder when we'll get that. Please give us the silence ending. Yee howdy. Oh, is this in his Homestuck days or something? Beppis. Did your cat sit on the keyboard there? Maybe your bird? Beppis. Now it's more Homestuck. And kitties. Even if I directly put Alfie's on my keyboard, she probably wouldn't do that much to it. Just kind of lay there like a pancake lump. That's a keygen. Wow. Let's go back in with like some frosty breaths. I have a friend inside me too. You eat, wait. You eated the friend inside you? Is that what happened? Noelle, yell! She yelled at your face. Okay, you'll have to explain that to me a little more. I'm not quite picking up on it. Sorry. I ain't quite picking up what it is. Sorry. I'll have to go back here later and do the whole frosty frost breath. Frosted flake breaths. Magically delicious. Okay. Sorry, I am confusion. This is the page of all I do all the antlers on Noelle because she has a bunch of poses here. Thanks, Noelle. You have your big old antler thing going on. Hey, it's a perfect song for it though. It's Girl Next Door. Eldritch Horror Next Door. Oh, I see. Is that a that's a thing in Russian, right? Like you don't have some words you drop because it's not grammatically necessary. Beppis was a PNG in Undertale after an update. Beppis? Brazil? Okay, so maybe it's multiple languages do that kind of thing. Basically, it seems like some articles are dropped because it's like I don't need to say the article. You know what I'm talking about, kind of thing. Okay, that's my guess. In that case, I apologize for not understanding. Gotcha. The only language that I took in any... Well, I took Spanish a little bit, but not very much, and the teacher, like, got terribly sick halfway through, so we had subs and didn't learn that much for most of it. But what I knew most was German growing up. And their articles are everywhere. The world of articles. Yeah. Unfortunately, I forgot a lot of my German. It's hard to keep up with it if you're not speaking it regularly. I like German accents. It's at least fun to swear in German. It's a pretty, it can be a rough language. But it's at least very orderly, I suppose. You know, I like it. My German teacher was so proud of the fact that he literally taught my entire family throughout his teaching career. Like, he taught my parents, both of them, a German class for the college that they went to. And then he moved colleges, and the colleges that he moved to was one that me and all my brothers went to. And we all took German, and we all learned German from him. So, he literally taught my German to my entire family throughout his teaching career. It was extremely funny. Ja, ich spreche Deutsch. Ich habe vergessen alles meine Deutsch. I can like roughly parse out some stuff reading it and stuff like that, but I'm sure my accent's terrible, and I've forgotten how to speak a lot of it. Oh, well, dankeschön. I can say please and thank you at least. And tschüss, which is bye. Vielen Dank. That'd be the nicer way to say it, I guess. We gotta do some ice on. Ice on. You've been iced up. Stuff like schnell, faster. What other German word? I remember some like random German words that I liked. Like I always liked the word Schmetterling, because I'm like, it's German for butterfly, and it just kind of sounds like the German word for butterfly. Schmetterling. And isn't the word for bat something like a Fledermaus? Literally meaning fluttermouse. Fledermaus is bat, if I remember correctly. Oh, I know Schloss, the word for castle, because we went to one of those quite a bit when I was visiting. Schloss. And, yeah, like random words here and there I kind of remember from whatever. But actually speaking full sentences, good luck. How do you say F you in German? I honestly don't remember. I think Scheisse might be shit, though. Oh, nice. Good luck with the practicing. My mom keeps telling this story, which I do not remember at all, but she insists this happened to me, where the first time we were going to go overseas to Germany. That sounds right, thanks, Germany. The first time we were going to go overseas to Germany, you know, I was like 10 years old, and we were going to be there for a year, so my parents were trying to get us kids to learn German. So what we ended up doing was we were watching like some kids series, clearly meant for little kids, to try and teach them German and all that kind of stuff. And so my brother and I watched it religiously. We're trying really hard to learn German and stuff like that. And we had, I don't know, flashcards and all this other kind of stuff. And, you know, I thought I was doing pretty well. I was like, oh yeah, I'm learning my German. Good for me. And then on the way there, on the plane there, what my mom says happened is that there was, like, you know, two German men that were behind us. And they were clearly, you know, native Germans. They were native speakers. And they were just talking to each other in German. And, like, when you're talking and you're a native speaker, you know, you say things, you know, quickly and with accents and whatever. And she said that apparently I, like, just started crying and I was, like, just sobbing. And she's like, oh, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't understand what they're saying. Because, you know, they're native speakers. They're not going to speak to a little kid who's 10 and learn, you know, a few German words from a little VHS video series for babies. But I don't remember this happening at all. She just insists that I did that. And I'm like, okay, I must have scrubbed that from my memory. Because it was too traumatic. But I was apparently very upset about the fact that I spent all this time studying German, and lo and behold, vaguely studying German for a few months does not make up for a lifetime of speaking it. But when you're a kid, I guess you're like, I failed. Oh, thanks a bunch. You're having fun with this one. Or Noelle's gonna go stompy on your face. Oh no. Oh, that's harsh. She is in protective GF mode. Probably this will look better once I add all the ice effects, but yeah, she is just frozen this guy's arms and they are gonna get curse smashed. Flowers, that's a wonderful idea. It was taken from a McDonald's commercial. So true. Yeah, people with dwarfism do exist. Same way with lots of people. Has to work. An adult at eye level. Don't worry, most Germans can't understand Austrians either. Oh no. This is like you get somebody from, you know, Texas or California and you go to Boston and they're like, I don't know what you're saying. It's amazing how much the same language can vary just by accents in terms of, like, who's speaking what where. What was blowing my mind is that apparently like English as it's spoken in America is actually closer to Old English than British English now. Like, British English was the one that changed more. I don't know. That seems kind of wild to me. There's all slangs all the time. That's just how language is, baby. Average mountain country. Maybe living on mountains gets you talking funky. Well, go smash! Go smash! But now Susie is free to chew on you and me. This guy basically got the Snowpiercer treatment. Oh, like a Tyrolean accent? Oh, whoops. Oh, no. Oh, no. Now that's a regional difference. Meanwhile, Americans are like, do you call it pop or do you call it soda? What do you call it? Coke. Some places just call all soda Coke. Mm-hmm. That's true. Language is funky stuff. I think my cousin studies that a good bit. I think he teaches like linguistics and stuff like that. Or he used to. I don't know if he still does. Yeah, because, at least in English, like a cock is a rooster. Just people don't use that because it's also slang for other things. And they just say rooster, even though technically a rooster is also a cock. That's why it's called a peacock, because that is the male peafowl, whereas the female is a peahen. Yeah, peafowl is the actual name for that animal as a whole, but everybody just calls it a peacock because what we usually see are the males with their big old tails. Their big old floofy tails. This guy's having a bad day. You just get a pea, please? Oh, you get a peafowl. Or, if you want a baby, you get a pea chick. H and B. Wow. He's having a very bad day. And it's about to get worse. Princess and the Peafowl. Yeah. In some languages, you just don't say that letter. What blows my mind is that there are, like, some languages have, like, a noise that you can make with, you know, I don't know, tongue, mouth, throat, whatever. Just, like, a sound that is essential to that language. And if you do not grow up hearing that, like, you cannot physically make that sound. Or it's extremely difficult to do so. Like, there's, I don't know, I think there's something in, like, Chinese and a few other languages where, like, there's a particular sound you make that if you don't know how to do that already as a native speaker, like, it's near impossible for you to learn how to do it later. Which, that is wild to me. That's crazy. I think it might even be a thing with, you know, some sounds we make in English. And if you don't grow up hearing and being able to make that sound, then it's, like, extremely difficult to learn how to do it later. Va, vi, vo, voo. Like, I do know, like, in German that you pronounce the W like a V. So you don't say Weimar, you say Weimar. Huh, interesting. You're doing it on purpose. Noelle, go smash! That's pretty neat. Angola, okay. Oh, accidentally kind of drew over that there. I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw something that it's like the Creationist Museum is going to make a, you know, Tower of Babel about that story. And I'm like, my dudes, do you not remember the story about the last time you tried to make a Tower of Babel? the whole point, let's create the Tower of Babel from the classic Bible story, don't create the Tower of Babel. Like, what are you thinking? I don't know. I kind of hope that's true, because if it is, it'd be very funny. Just don't. Just don't. It's like, why would you do that to yourself? The hubris Do you not remember the part about the hubris? You don't have to... We get subdivided into, like, 200 new languages, and we're like, dang it, no! Now we gotta learn all these other new ones. No. There will be people that just, like, speak binary all of a sudden, and we'll be like, how did you do that with your mouth? Yeah, let us praise God by building the thing he said don't do. Good job, everybody. Just, ugh. People are silly. They are so silly. So yeah, that might not actually be happening. I might have misheard. But again, I kind of hope it's true because it would be extremely funny. Alright, I'll probably have to take my break again once we finish this page. Where Noelle goes smash! This one took a while. Get Snowpiercered, idiot! Which I actually don't even know if that happens, how much that happens. I just saw like kind of the opening of Snowpiercer where the guy in the poor car, they punish him by sticking his arm out the train and his arm gets frozen and they smash it with a hammer. And then I smash it with the hammer. Let's visit God. Give him a high. Let's make a tower. No, the whole point was like, we're as cool as God and we're going to show it by building a tower. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And also, Chris is commanding her. Do it. Go smash, Noelle. Yeah, it is kind of sad. I mean, it's cool that, lots of languages exist, but, it's cruddy that, we cannot know them all. And because of that, we will never truly understand so many things about the world and other media and other people's homes. We are limited by our silly brains that are like, okay, well, we gotta know how to communicate, so we're gonna focus on just this one. I kind of wonder if anybody has tried to do like a crazy experiment where they're like, okay, we're gonna stuff and we're gonna see how many languages a baby can learn, because the prime time to learn language is like the first year, and you have to hear it being spoken all the time. So like if you put a baby under 1 year around like people speaking fluently 50 different languages, how many would the baby be able to pick up and then speak once they start talking? Could you make the ultimate multilingual baby? I'm gonna get the world record in how many languages I can teach this baby. Because I had a friend once who described how she knew these two girls, and they were part of a family, and the parents were translators. They were both translators. So they were fluent in like a ton of different languages. So they would just speak all these languages around the kids when they were growing up. So they grew up knowing like 12 different languages and could just switch between them whenever they wanted. Like, it drove everybody else nuts. Alright, I'll be right back for one more stretch. coming back. No, see, that's the whole thing, is that, like, when babies are just staring there with their big eyes and listening to what you have to say, they're absorbing all this language. That's why when babies are young, that's when you want them to learn a language. That's the prime time to do it. To be fair, yeah, I think they kind of are. I mean, I think the thing of it is like, if it's your baby, then it's the prettiest baby ever. But if it's not your baby, then you might not think it's the prettiest thing ever. Babies are absorbent. That's why they look so dumb sitting there with their big old eyes. They're just looking at all the things. Being like, what the heck is that? I better stare at it forever. Too much information? I don't know. Heck, don't they have, like, stories of, like, you know, kids that were, you know, raised by wild animals for some reason or other? Especially if the kid is young enough. Then, like, the kid will kind of pick up on how to make animal noises exactly like the animal they were raised by. Alright. Thanks a bunch for coming to the stream. Hope you have a good day, too. We'll see what we can do to get through this part. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be a thing of, like, depends on when the child was abandoned and raised by the animals. But I could have sworn it was a thing where, like, basically the kids can imitate the animal noises because that's what they've heard all their, you know, during their developmental years. Humans are just fancy mockingbirds. We are good at making weird noises. Give us that. If nothing else. We are the weird noisemakers. I'm sitting here, like, singing songs to Alfie. I'm like, oh, here's my little baby girl. Do-de-do-de-do. He's just staring at me like, what are these noises that you make? You make so many noises. Weird, tall, warm human thing. You've never made a weird noise in your life. You should try. It's fun. Making weird noises is like one of the top 10 best things about being a human. Oh, 5 in the morning. Yeah, that's pretty early. Thanks for coming to the stream. Good luck with all the daylight savings going on if you have to deal with that. I figured I was making a joke too. I make lots of weird noises. It's kind of one of those, like, I have to narrate what's going on and to do that. I need to make a weird noise. Good morning? It's the time, at least. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, the VOD will be up soon, actually. It should be up today. I finished uploading it for last week's, which was or last Friday's, which was pretty fun. We got to fight the secret boss. That is true. As long as you were talking, that's a weird noise. Then again, what isn't a weird noise? Like what is a regular noise? Let's be real about it. All noises are weird. Susie, go chomp. She go chomp on your face. Get out of that place. Yes, be sure to stop by this Friday because the next one should be the last one for Undertale Yellow. I think we are almost done with the game. So, actually probably be a shorter one than usual. Ah, yes. Gen Alpha speak. So I think I understand Riz, but what is Giat again? Gotta explain that one to me. Gaiat? Oh. Yeah, was the car is ass? Really? Why not just say ass? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how you get from one to the other. Teeths. The best part about Susie is her giant teeths. Noel agrees. Where Werewire's gonna get to see them up close and personal. Right in their face. Get over here, Teefs. Susie, like all domestic animals, chews on your wires. He's like, well, if I weren't supposed to chew on them, why are they all rubbery and fun to chew on? Why do animals chew on wires? What is it about it? They must be able to tell something with the electricity. Because, like, Alfie's, when she was a lot more active, she used to do that. She would run up to a wire and kind of like, bleh, lick it. I'm like, why are you licking the wire? They think it's snakes. I don't know about that. I don't know if she would think it's snakes or not. I think if she thought it was a snake, she'd probably hide. And not be like, I must approach and lick it. I always thought that was what was going on with cats and cucumbers. You know, when you put a cucumber next to your cat and the cat's like, ah, and jumps. It seems like the thing they're scared of is that they think it's a snake. It's a long green thing that suddenly appeared next to them. Yeah, I feel like if they, if it was something they wanted to avoid, they would, like, lizards tend to run. They don't tend to be like, oh, what's this? Meh, meh. Or hide or something. Or they puff out their beard. Basically, your options for lizard are make yourself big and or run and hide. Oh no! Cat, don't eat that. Cat, don't eat that. My poor parents had a terrible scare recently. Their dog, he's a beagle, they realized that he ate a big box of chocolates, dark chocolates, while they were gone, and he had to take an emergency trip to the vet and be made to throw up a lot. But luckily he was okay. I'm glad they caught it quickly, because that could have been pretty serious. That was definitely like, yeah, this stuff is super poisonous, so you might need to take like a poison thing. We'll see how he is overnight. And luckily he seemed okay. So, yeah. But that was scary. Do not let your dogs have chocolate, especially dark chocolate. I know. I'm like, why are you eating the thing you should absolutely not be eating? Please. Please. Meanwhile, I'm like, Alphys, here's your vegetables. You gotta eat your vegetables. They're good for you. And she's like, bleh. And I'm like, I know, me too, but you actually have to really eat them. You gotta eat your green vegetables. Yeah, children also do that. I also do that again, so it's not like I can complain. Why won't this creature eat her green vegetables? Meanwhile, me, ew, green vegetable, ew. But, I'm getting a little bit better about it. You kind of have to. You get to the point when you're an adult where you're like, oh no, I haven't eaten a vegetable and I feel really bad now. Ugh. Stop being able to avoid it. What is Alfie's class? She is chillin'. She likes to lay around all day. She likes to hide inside her little hide and hug her little stuffed shark and never come out. She used to be a little bit more active, but after she had surgery, I think she changed a bit. I mean, it's definitely it's not just an adulthood thing. Like it's just a thing with your body in general, but I think it becomes a lot more prominent in adulthood. Like when you're a kid, you can get away with not eating stuff that's good for you more, but as you become an adult, you're like, oh, I actually feel really bad if I don't eat a vegetable. Or get some vitamins or something. It needs to be like an actual food, not just vitamins. Fries exist. It's not the same. It's like you have to eat a green vegetable. Like, yeah, potatoes are great. I ain't knocking potatoes. Potatoes are wonderful. But unfortunately, at some point, you do have to eat a green vegetable. Where Susie's like, screw green what the heck happened there? Susie's like, screw eating green vegetables. I'm gonna eat this guy. You entrapped my face, I'll entrap your face. See how you like it. No, I'm pretty sure tubers are just root vegetables. Like, the potatoes are the roots, aren't they? They're a part of the roots. Potatoes. Fries are good. And you can get fries with, less salt if you don't like them over-salted. Either way, again, potatoes are great. Okay, so the tubers are the roots, that's what I figured. They're a root vegetable, kind of in the same thing as, like, yams and sweet potatoes and what are some other root vegetables? I'm sure I'm misremembering some. Root vegetable. Well, I guess carrots kind of count. That grows in the ground. Not a leafy vegetable. You gotta eat some roots, and you gotta eat some leaves, and you gotta eat some berries, and you gotta eat some stems. And you gotta eat where, wire's face. Did I put 3 wares in there? Probably too many wares. Please, sir, show me your wares. Get my boba. Yeah, you gotta have the salty veggies. To eat the fries. You can have, you can have different layers of seasoning. Where's, where, wires, where's? Oh, there, where, wires, where. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast. Where's, where, wires, where's? Oh, there's where, wires, where's. Seriously, try saying that 5 times fast. That's a tongue twister. Yeah, unfortunately, while ramen noodles are very tasty, they're very high in sodium. Probably be a lot less, honest, if you got them at just like a ramen restaurant. I unfortunately had to stop using so much black bean sauce in my green beans. I love green beans and black bean sauce, and I've had it all the time. When I checked out the ingredients thing, and it's like, oh, by the way, this is like 50% sodium, like per 2 tablespoons. And I'm like, oh damn, this is too much sodium for me. So I still eat it, but I cut down significantly on how much I was using. Bean soup. 3 bean soup. The 3 beans are coffee, and coca or something. Yeah, that's the problem. Is that, like, you do need stuff to make it taste good, but there are ways to do it. You can do it with salt. You can do it with, you know, a little butter. You can do it with spices. You can do it with oil. There are ways to make veggies taste good. And making them taste good is not going to make them lose their nutritional value or anything. Fries. Yeah, exactly. That's why fries are so good, because they have a lot of salt and oil on them. And also, like, hard to go wrong with potatoes. Potatoes in general are, you know, nature's king of foods. That's why they grew them on Mars in The Martian. Because literally, like, in terms of, like, what you put into them, what's required for them to grow, you get the best caloric output. Best calories for your investment kind of thing is what you get with potatoes. Can't go wrong with potatoes. Eat all the fries. Now I want fries. I have boba. Now that we're talking about fries, I want fries. Me drawing Susie eating a gun. Man, I want fries. Really should probably just drink the boba. Nom nom nom. Ooh. Yeah, I always hate drawing over my own stuff. Oh dear, that sounds a little bit too skinny. Don't be afraid to put on a little weight there. You shouldn't be seeing bones. There should be stuff in the way of your bones for the most part. Like the bones should stay in the middle. You need stuff between the bones and the skin. Oh no, is this all on special? No, no. Okay, let's we have to collapse part of this. We'll just collapse. Okay, it's just this one. We'll just collapse this into the next one. Okay, got that okay. Queen's like, gosh darn it, you're eating my guy. That was my best guy. How am I gonna get by without my guy? How will I get by without my weird little guy? Yeah, generally, like, you want to be chunky when you're little too. That's you need the support. Although when I as soon as my doctor says I'm okay to exercise again, I really should get back into trying to lift weights. I'm not interested in you know, being a certain size or anything, but I do have terrible little wiggly, weak animator arms. And actually having a little bit of muscle strength would be beneficial. So, completely ignoring any weight stuff. I really should try and exercise again. Try and get into it. It's really hard. I know, I have weak little nerd arms. It's really annoying. I'm like, I have to carry the groceries and it's harder than it should be. That's annoying. But I can't exercise right now because the doctor said don't do it until you're healed. So I will listen to the doctor. I'm getting there someday. I will be healed enough. I'm slowly getting better. I can kind of tell. It's kind of weird how, like, the thing with any kind of healing is that it's this kind of, like, weird reverse exponential thing where you will start to get, like, noticeably better really quickly, and then that will kind of peak and level off and level off and level off and level off, and then like the last like 10% of getting better is like the last 80% of time or something like that. It's really weird. But that's kind of what happened when I had my wrist injury too. Like I did all this physical therapy. Horrify that square. I did all this physical therapy and stuff like that. And, you know, I worked really hard at it and tried to get better. And I could tell my wrists were getting better after time. But then after a while, it seemed like I kind of plateaued. And the physical therapist was like, yeah, that's normal. Basically, you will plateau it after a while. And you are getting better. It's just too small increments for you to notice. So, kind of weird how that happens. Squares and cubes are different things. Birdie's like, help me! Free him! Please, free him! Oh, that stinks when your username's taken. Like, no, my name! I haven't had that happen to me yet, but I imagine the day is coming for that someday. Someday, my name will be taken from me, and I'll be very dramatic about it, and get over it and do something else probably. Know that we were all glued to the wall. All in all, you're just another violet square on the wall. Some chips. Some crisps. If crisp was a snack, would they be crisps? Also try saying that 5 times fast. Crisps. Bleh. Bleh. Actually, what's harder? Crisps or crisp or crisp chips? Crisp chips. No. That's actually really upsetting. Like 6th, yeah. Crisps. 6. It's because you got this, like you're like trying to summon a cat, but not. Crisps. Summon the Chris with cat noises, even though canonically they want dog treats. Chris, do you want a dog treat? No. Chris, why did you howl like a dog? Cats hate me. No. Might just not have found a cat that you like yet. Cats can be particular. Okay. Meanwhile, Chris is still trying to go Shadow of the Colossus here. As one does. I used to think when I was younger that cats hated me, and then I got older and I'm like, okay, I probably just wasn't treating cats right. I was treating them like dogs, and they're not dogs. And once I started being less rough with cats, it's like, oh, I can be okay around cats. It's okay to like a kitty, actually. Oh no! You shouldn't get social anxiety around animals. They don't have human socialness. They don't care. They love you anyway. Aww. Yeah, I guess it can be important for kids just to get to learn how to like act around animals and treat them carefully and nicely and all that kind of stuff. Although we did not get a quote-unquote normal pet until I was well into high school. Whoop. Fan-made Walton files. Oh, that's my brother. That's my brother and his husband too. They have a cat who's very sweet. Very sweet cat. You know, just wants to hang out with you, kind of stuff. My parents were a little nervous when we visited them at Christmas because we decided we were going to stay with my brother and his husband at their place, and you know they brought the dog, the beagle. So they're like, oh, you know, hopefully they'll get used to each other and you know get along. And at first the cat was, you know, nervous, a little puffed up because like there's a dog in my space and he's walking around and doing dog stuff. But like after a while, they chilled out, you know, and then they were just kind of hanging out together. So that was good. Very, very chill cat. Oh no, Kitty wants attention. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. Yeah. I am in the queer section too. I am Arrow Ace, and then I have two younger brothers, and one of them is straight and one of them is gay. And the gay one married recently, and the straight one got engaged recently. So they both doing well on that front. And I guess I'm doing fine on the being ace front too. So we're all doing our things. Yeah, I'm happy with both of them. They both picked pretty good partners. Yeah. My pronouns now are blank. Yeah, I'm good with any pronouns. But no, over Chris, he proposed to her. My younger brother, who you know is straight, proposed to his girlfriend over Christmas break. We were at the beach. It was very sweet. And we were like kind of struggling to keep up with them because they got way ahead of us on the beach, and which is fine. You know, they did not want to crowd around. They wanted to be, you know, pretty out of sight. But saw just enough to be like, you know, he is saying something and gets down on one knee, and I'm like, oh, my little brother. Oh, there he goes. And she said yes, and it was very, very nice. So I am happy for both of my siblings that they done good. You know, I am secretly glad I don't really concern myself with that because that sounds so stressful. But if that's the kind of stress that you know, want to be dealing with, then I'm glad they got good results. Very fortunate in that sense. I think my mom has a little bit of a chagrin thing going on, like, oh, it's hard to, you know, not have any grandkids because your two older kids are queer. But I'm sure she'll get some eventually. Yeah, just gotta let it be fun. And I suppose the way to do that is, you know, have a good partner or partners. People that you like to be around and you trust. You work well together, get along with them and all that stuff. So, yeah, in that sense, my siblings succeeded. Yay! I just gotta get invited to a wedding at some point because they've all been slow to do that. Oh yeah, is it time for my stretch break now? I don't think it is quite yet. I'm still working on this one. Chris, how do you do that with your legs? Woo! Can't remember. I think that I think I'm getting close to a break. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I forgot. Yeah, these are every half hour. I'm just trying to remember. I'm like, has it been a half hour? I usually set an alarm, but I've just been trying to gauge the clock for usually when I do streams, so you don't have this alarm going beep, 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 beep all the time. I think that'd be really annoying. I really need to be able to time ads with it, actually. But I'm just like, has it been half an hour? I need to pay closer attention to, you know, when my breaks start and stop. But yeah, I literally do them every half hour, and usually I set an alarm. We're planning to go with Eldritchrune. Do you mean like what comics I'm going to do next, or where I'm going to go in general, or what kind of thing? Oh, well, good for that then. I don't mind people using ad blocker. But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, so what do you mean, where am I planning to go? I'm curious as to what you mean. Oh, sheesh. Look at that. Right into the sword. Right into the sword! Chris, how on earth are you getting your leg up that high? Stick your leggy out. Is there one? I don't know. I'll probably update mine. The future, I'm not sure which scenes I want to do. I kind of want to do one with back in the light world with the Dreamers. I want to have I think I'm going to have a conversation between Toriel and Sans, and one between Asgore and Mayor Holiday, and also a conversation between Azrael and Papyrus. Do some interesting stuff there. So, you know, it probably would not be a super big fight scene, especially after this stuff. But some kind of cool thing. Maybe we'll finish this panel, then we'll stop, and then we'll take a break. So I'd like to do one of those. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that, because that's actually something that's going to be a little bit tricky to write in some parts, especially like the Toriel scene. I'm really trying to find the balance between, like, you know, what makes sense for her character, you know, not giving her free rein on stuff, but also like trying to be a little sympathetic to her kind of stuff. Is this comic going together with the game, or ends this year? I'm honestly not sure. I will play it by ear. I do have an ending in mind that I'd like to do. The problem is it would be it's an extremely long ending, and probably be like many parts going on, and I almost wonder if I should maybe write part of it. Yeah, oh, I feel like I'm so mean to Toriel. I don't mean to be mean to Toriel. This keeps happening. I don't hate her. Toriel, why? But yeah, so I have an ending in mind. It's a very, very long one, but I'm not certain how I want to tackle it because it's so long, or when I want to tackle it, because I'm not sure how much I should do between now and the ending in terms of, like, hey, what are we going to get from chapters, 3, 4, 5, all that kind of stuff. Because those are probably going to be years apart, and I'm not sure if I have enough material in me to keep this going for years and years and years. As long as canon does. I mean, we'll see, maybe. It'd be really nice to have chapter 3 and 4 and get more info and that sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't know if I should, like, kind of take a break from doing new posts and stuff in order so I can concentrate on drawing the ending, which, again, it's going to be very long. Yeah, I wanted to save the ending for last, but I could potentially do it before doing middle scenes. And yeah, I think I wanted to have at least some instance of, like, showing what happened after the sacrifice, where she is absolutely just gutted. She's devastated. And how that's still affecting her. And Asgore, too. Not just her. Also Asgore. I'll do both of them. So that is kind of why I want to do a scene with, all of them having some conversations about this kind of stuff. And again, checking in with whatever Azrael's doing. So yeah, I might poke at the ending scenes before doing all the middle, and all that kind of stuff. Just have to be like, hey, these are in progress, but they're going to take a really long time to do. I mean, I expect we'll be getting chapters 3 and 4 sometime this year. Because 3 is completely done. They're just like, you know, doing translation stuff, whatever. 3 is pretty much done. And they already have progress on 4. So it's just a matter of, like, you know, finishing up 4 and getting the translations and stuff done for that as well. I mean, heck, they've started on 5 as well. We know that much, too. So I think we'll get chapters 3 and 4 this year. Maybe late this year, but sometime this year. That is my prediction. So yeah, for the future of this, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Yeah, exactly. Basically, Chapter 2 was the longest in the series. They had the whole thing where they were trying out a different engine. Toby got, you know, his injury, the same thing I had, and I know how devastating that is and how much that slows you down. You literally just cannot work because you have to heal yourself. Like, it's really upsetting. I don't think he properly conveyed how upsetting it is to be doing this work and for it to hurt you. And then you have to stop doing the work because you have to heal. So I don't think how long Chapter 2 took is an accurate judge of how long it will take to do the whole game. Especially now that he has a team, he has a producer, and those are actually really helpful for getting things done on time because that's their whole job, is like scheduling things and making sure people, you know, have the tools they need to get on schedule and all that kind of stuff. Like, production and production managers go really underappreciated sometimes because they are what's keeping a boat sailing regularly, pretty much. So I was glad to hear that he got a producer. Okay, and I think we'll stop there so I can, you know, take my own advice and just do a stretch. The battle is coming along. We are on page 9 right now, out of 20 total, so this is taking a while. Yeah, this is, like, basically the thing with Undertale is, like, that's like an 8-hour game if you stretch it. And based on what we have so far, like, you know, Chapter 3 is, you know, 2 or 3 hours, or Chapter 1 is 2 or 3 hours, Chapter 2 was lengthy, that was like 4 or 5 hours. So we're easily looking at, like, you know, rough estimates, a 20-hour game as opposed to an 8-hour game. That takes so much time to do. Oh, please do not say that. Please do not say that. That would that would get you a ban. I'm sorry. That's a not okay. So please do not. Thank you for catching that. Undertale Pacifist could, yeah. I'm glad you caught that, because I would be like, wait, holy crap, what? Undertale Pacifist, I don't know, like, if you do everything in Pacifist, maybe you can stretch it out to 10 hours. But I feel like even, like, Pacifist is pretty much like an 8-hour game. Oh, certain letter and flag. Oh, that sucks. At least then, when you're coding, like, nobody's seeing that but you, hopefully. Ugh, imagine you're doing that, like, in a fan fiction and you don't catch it. And it's like, oh no! I feel like I have this horrible habit of, you know, typing posts or whatever, and then later I'll be like, oh, my grammar is stupid in this! How did this happen? Ah! I hate it. Alright, be right back for one more stretch. Alright. I'm returning. Woo! Yeah, the thing with that kind of thing is that, like, that very much depends on, you know, your environment and who you're speaking to. Nom. I'm gonna eat my bulbas. Nom nom. Also, Swatch makes an appearance. Okay. We are on to part 10, or page 10. Worm on a string, what will it do? Okay, let's start drinking some waters, and waters is in like glowing blue text. Dun dun dun. Where did that meme come from anyway? I'll admit I don't quite get it. Then again, I don't get like half the memes on the Reddit. Big burb. Oh, I have heard Rude Buster. It's the best. Yeah, I have heard the, okay, Chris, let's start killing some monsters, but is there any other, like, thing behind it? Alright, thanks a bunch for coming to the stream. Always appreciate you being here. It's like I throw my sword at you. Chaos Buster. That's different. That is different. We're gonna have all the busters. Rude Buster. Crude Buster. Kindness Buster. Ennui Buster. Birds are the toughest of foes. They don't sit still. Isn't that an Azrael attack? Birds? No, it's not. Oh, Chaos Saber is a Azrael attack, but not Chaos Buster. Ha 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 ha. No, that's only in the game Nut Dealer. Or Noodle Alert. Take your pick. What other wacky acronyms can we do? I wouldn't mind getting into bird watching, actually. I think that's the kind of thing I would enjoy. There's probably a lot of interesting birds around here. I've certainly already regularly seen woodpeckers, for one. And one time, this poor bird smacked into my window, and I had to, and I look at it, I'm like, oh no, the bird, and he was okay eventually. He flew off, but he was little shaken. The life sim selling game. Yeah, which one is Nut Dealer? Which one is Noodle Alert? Oh yes, we all know the acronyms. It's the acronyms, Jim, the acronyms. It's Swatch. Swatch is flying by, and Chris is like, ah, stop you! I hope not. Ugh. I prefer not. Where's that one gif? I would prefer not to. Exactly. Well, the thing is, I feel like it was pointed out when Undertale was going around that, like, oh, Deltarune is an underground for Undertale. And people were like, oh, that's cool. But nobody else thought of it beyond, oh, that's cool. It's an acronym. Surprise, it was a specific acronym. For reasons. Their own anagram symbol. What was their anagram symbol? The nude alert symbol. There's gotta be some other acronyms besides, you know, nude alert and nut dealer, and I'm forgetting what they are. You're becoming your friend's dad. You're into bird watching. Yeah, I could see myself getting into bird watching. I'm like, that's pretty much like catching Pokemon, except in real life with real animals. Wasn't there like some big scandal in bird watching recently? Like some guy was like, I've seen these super rare birds and stuff we thought was extinct. My lifer list is like 400 birds long. And then it's like, oh no, you lied about the birds you saw. Your bird watch? Yeah. Watch this bird. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Yeah, Garrison's like, you can't do that on television. I know for facts. I'm in a shop. How does Garrison know that? How does he know? You can't hurt me. I'm in a shop. I'm immortal as long as I stay in this shop. As soon as I leave, I'm going to crumble to dust. Oh yeah, and that's like, how did you get in to see that super rare bird in North Korea? How did you do that? Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. Chris is in the middle of a battle. It's not going super great, but they're trying. Now there's also some roughs I still got to go back and do that are going to be like in the background. I haven't done them yet. I'll do them later because they're in the background, I guess. Picking up old people hobbies. You'll know you're an old person when you're like, oh man, there's some construction going on next door. I'm gonna go watch that. And you just pull up a chair and you watch the big trucks empty out the dirt and you're like, heck yeah, this is what it's all about. You know what? They're probably right. I was watching the big trucks haul the dirt away. Oh, that's weird. That is super weird. It's like you went through all the trouble of getting to this country to see the one bird. Okay. Big truck action. Exactly. Everybody likes big truck action. If you don't got anything else to do, it's like, well, I'm going to go watch the big trucks. Yeah, down payment of $2,000 is not that bad. Actually, that's pretty decent. Truck freak. This is what all the mailing list stuff warned us about. We're all going to turn into truck freaks when we're older. Worm. Do I like Pikmin? I suppose so, but I haven't really ever played Pikmin. Looks cute, but I just haven't played it. So I do not know the lore. Yeah, I guess if you're 10, that's hard to be patient for bird watching. Hard to keep up with that when you're 10. Your focus is elsewhere. Unless you're just hyper-focused on the birds. Well, I can add that to my list of games to play, although I've already got a pretty long list. As evidenced by the poll I have going, which we'll see which one wins out there. Oh, hello. I am a wine. Spam some worm, no! again, Pikmin does look fun. And they came out with 4 recently, right? That was like a pretty big deal. Don't read the bestiary. Uh-oh, but bestiaries are fun. What do you think is currently winning your games poll? Top 3. I think it's Slay the Princess, Mother 3, and Disco Elysium? Wait, did I put that on panels? Why did I do that? That's wrong! Wrong. Over here. By a thing called YouTube. It is there for us in times of need, but I do want to. I don't want spot healing. Wait, is it that stressful to play? Pikmin is? Because it's like, I guess it's kind of like a management game, right? Or like a tower defense kind of game. You get your little guys, and you order them to do things for you. And you have to watch out for big beasties that want to get your little guys. I don't know. I've never actually played. Oh, time limits. That is stressful. That is true. Sometimes time limits are just not your bag. This is like every other episode of X-Files I watched growing up. And I put this on the wrong layer again, didn't I? Good friggin' grief! Ah! Where's the wrong layer song? It's the wrong layer song. I'm very, very sorry that we got it wrong. Okay. Now here's the one. Kronk, hide the sketch layer! Wrong layer! Exactly. Oh, 2 doesn't have any time limits? Nice. Nice. Hey, Pikmin are the... Okay. Sorry, I don't know much about Pikmin. Bad Wormy. Chris is like, oh, I don't like this. Oh, this is in fact upsetting. Like, I feel like this was like every other episode of X-Files when I was a youngin'. Three more or less Pikmin 4 is stupid easy? Huh, okay. Maybe they were trying to attract a younger audience by making the game a little easier. That is true. That is very true. It's important to have multiple interests. That's why I'm kind of like, maybe I should get into bird watching. I need interests that are like outside of my computer. Problem is I just haven't pursued any. Not good about that. Like, I know I should logically, I haven't gotten there yet. At least I'm getting a little bit better about reading and stuff. I've got a library card. Now I'm checking stuff out of the library. Audiobook. Mentally ill fictional characters. Which is a fine interest to have, but it's also good to broaden your interests as well. To spread out. It's kind of a goofy expression on Chris, actually. I don't know if I like that. Let's have a bottom teeth as well. It's a little better. I'm gonna have bottom teeths. Oh yeah, that's true. You should be able to identify by some bird song, right? Then I guess you gotta study like what they sound like. even know to identify them. There is some bird that I'm hearing when I go out for walks in the morning. It's like, whoa, or something. It's a weird sounding noise. I need to look up what kind of bird makes that noise. I know, like if I had infinite time and money, think of all the cool things we could try and do. I'll try and pick up an instrument again. I do want to get back into cross stitching because I got like the little Undertale cross stitch book, and I like started on a little cross stitch of you know, baby Asriel, and it was fun. I like doing it, like little meticulous stuff like that. But I kind of put it down and had to pick it back up again. Got to get more materials, I guess. Practice more. If I had a lot of time, I would just do like a giant cross stitch. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some arguments over like, which bird is that bird? Well, that's good. Try to play some video game songs by ear like the speedrunners do. We're gonna do it blindfolded. Still can't get over the last GDQ. They're like, I'm gonna play Mario 64 using the drums. I've trained my dog to speedrun this game. I kind of love it. Ad land. Land of the ads. Land of the ads. No, seriously, the guy trained the dog to speedrun a game, and it was really cool. He almost got a world record, but then like did one little mess up. They also they learned how to play Super Mario Brothers Super Mario 3D 64 using the drums, and he trained his dog to speedrun a game. How did he train the dog? Basically, they made like a giant pad that maps the buttons to like buttons you can press, step on. Like, you know, that was so crazy. Like, you know how they have like little button presses that dogs can do now to make noise. So you can train a dog to step on a button, basically. So they got this big old pad that, you know, basically was 3 buttons, because this was like a very early game from, I don't know, the 80s or something like that. It was so cool. And basically he trained the dog to be like, you know, paw up, paw down on the button, hold on the button. And by doing that at the right times, the dog can speedrun the game. And it was extremely cute and also amazing. I was like, the dog is speedrunning the game. And his name was Peanut Butter. Like, PB, personal best Peanut Butter. It was so cute. So yes, definitely look up the speedrunning dog. A new category on speedrun.com, dog. Dog %. I think that the game in question that the speedrun was Gyromite. So if you just look up Gyromite, you should find that one from the last GDQ. Ugh. Just living, working. That's a lot. Yay. Save that one for later. And also, the one where he speedruns Mario 64 playing the drums was really cool. It wasn't even like, you know, game drums. Like, it wasn't like a, using a controller like a dance pad or anything like that, or like Guitar Hero. It was literally like, this is a drum set that you would play the drums with. I've mapped this actual drum set to the controls, and I will control the game by playing the drums. No, it wasn't electronic. It was like a regular drum set. I mean, there's probably some kind of electronic hookup to it so they could actually map the buttons to it, but it was not a game drum set. It was an actual drum set. It was seriously crazy. People are so damn creative. Yeah, that's so crazy. The one that also blew my mind, this was from a few years ago or whatever, where they're like, we're going to speedrun Paper Mario, and the way we're going to do that is by first speedrunning this portion of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and then once we get to this section in the Ocarina of Time, we're going to switch out the cartridges for Paper Mario, and then because of the inputs we specifically put in Ocarina of Time that we did not take out for the cartridges, it's going to do this to Paper Mario to get you to the ending screen in like 20 minutes. It was really crazy. I'm like, what? like they're trying to explain it. I'm just like, what? What did you do? Like, oh yeah, and here we go. We're at the ending screen of Paper Mario because we did this in Legend of Zelda. It was so weird. Oh, custom controllers, dang. Sorcery. I am a sucker for weird gimmicks like that. I like seeing like, well, you wouldn't think to speedrun the game this way, but we figured out how to do it. Yeah. That is pretty crazy. And guys speedrun Dark Souls with a banana. Zelda's 14-hour speedrun. Potassium, indeed. Queen would be proud. I was killing birds for essence for literally 3 days straight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm like, how do y'all work this stuff out? Jeez. As low as percentage as possible while still completing the game. It's a lot of fun. I really like doing it. I don't think I could ever do it though because I'm like, holy cow. There's like a shocking amount of planning goes into this kind of stuff. You really have to go back and forth trying all these random things. I'm just excited because they read out my donation during the Undertale speedrun and I was like, yay! I'm on the TV. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dang fast. The internet masochista. Aren't we all, though? We're all on the internet, aren't we? Look, Gary, there I am, exactly. Leo pointing meme. That's so weird. Wonder, like, how would you do, like, say, like an all-stars run with Braid? Because isn't one of the things with Braid that you have to, like, literally sit in place and let, like, the screen scroll by for, like, 10 hours and do nothing before you can actually, like, get all the stars or something like that? I remember this from a long time ago. Or in Stanley Parable, where there is an achievement where you literally have to play the baby game for 4 hours straight. I'm gonna train Alphys to speedrun a game. She will not do well at it. She'll just lie there. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna train Alphys to speedrun Undertale. Watch out, Shay and Mr. Link. There's a new speedrunner in town. It's a lizard who will lay there like a pancake. Now, Alphys, this is what's called a punch card. Alphys like, I don't understand this. Where are my blueberries? Also, she wouldn't be able to press the buttons because she'd be too busy actually, like, eating her treats. Going nom nom nom. Go figure. Yeah, Alfie's is lizard brain, in fact, because she is a lizard. Her brain involves, I want warm place to lay and do nothing. Please give me a berry. Also, please give me a bug. And let me look out the window. Anything more, and she's like, you are demanding too much of me. I am but a cold-blooded creature, intending to lay on a rock for many hours. I know. I respect her, too. I, too, wish I could eat a berry and lay on a rock for 5 hours. Oh, yeah, but wasn't the thing with training the fish to play the game was the like, game messed up, so the fish accidentally went to, like, the Nintendo eShop and revealed the streamer's, like, credit card to everybody? Alphys can't tell me how to fix the world economy. I've asked. She won't tell me. Yeah, no, that's what I heard about that fish streamer, was like, you know, he left the game running while the fish was playing the game, and so the fish accidentally opened up Nintendo Shop and doxed him. Imagine being doxed by your own fish. Couldn't be me. Daily dose of internet. I might need to... Do I need to take a break? I think I can finish this panel and then we can take another break. Wasn't there a Twitch Plays Undertale that was going on a while ago or something like that? Good job, fish. Thanks for doxing me. Oh, did they? Did Half-Bred Chaos run one of those? That would make sense. They do a lot of that data mining and stuff, so I could probably get that to work. Shut up, Brian. You got doxed by your fish. I would never live that down. I guess now they just need Twitch Plays Deltarune, which, I don't know, would that be harder? Not sure. Now, I don't know how you would beat Sans in a Twitch Plays kind of scenario. That seems really difficult, depending on your timing. I don't know, maybe the chaos of it, where you're like, doing little micro movements, maybe that would make a difference. I have no clue. It's fun to watch anyway, but, you know, screw up it all, and you gotta do that. I mentioned Sans and Megalovania comes on. He heard me. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's one thing if you're, like, doing inputs for, like, you know, Pokemon, where it's pretty basic, but, like, a real-time move the object game, that seems so hard. Also, like, if you're not getting constant input, like, if you're not literally, like, holding down the button or whatever, is it taking the input as, like, constant until it's changed? Or, like, how is it doing that? So, like, if you, you know, if you hit right and then nobody hits something, is it just going to do, like, one pixel to the right and then stop? Or is it going to keep going to the right until you get another input? Yeah, turn-based combat is, I think, how you would have to do that. But interesting people are trying, though. Teeny Chris! They're trying to Shadow of the Colossus this whole thing. Also, hello, thank you for coming. Oh, you can specify time in some of those? Oh, good luck charging your phone. Thanks for coming by. You can run frame at a time and make it turn-based. We're going to run Doom this way. It's going to be really annoying. Didn't they work out, like, we figured out how to run Doom on slime mold or something? Chat makes a Taz. Oops, we made a Taz bot in chat. Crazy enough that it just might work. Indeed. Like, every frame you have to stop and wait for an input, so like, okay, the thing is coming, so I'm going to dodge this way. That's true. Because any kind of screen, it can run Doom and show Bad Apple. Could you play Doom on an oscilloscope? Could it run Bad Apple? I'm just gonna bring that long Ahoy video about what was the first video game, and it's like, so we figured out how to run a game on an oscilloscope. Does this count as a video game? Is it video? Sort of stuff. Oh, did they work out how to play Doom on an oscilloscope? That would be crazy. So many insane Bad Apple versions. Indeed. Could you play Bad Apple on slime bacteria? Or slime molds, or whatever it is. Wait, no, what? I thought it was like... Wasn't like we've trained Doom to run on gut bacteria or something like that? Yeah, the bound gods are like absolutely friggin' enormous. They're like Shadow of the Colossus thing going on. Oh, was there a Bad Apple on our place? That's pretty neat. I'd be down with that. We ran Bad Apple on our place. Oh yeah, they ran Doom on a pregnancy test. Oh, I think the thing was like, you could run Doom on a pregnancy test, but in order to properly play it, you would literally have to, like, you know, pee on the stick every time for any action to happen, so, you know, start drinking water, I guess. That's so funny. People are so funny. Why does anybody want to, like, you know, exploit your workers when you can be learning how to run Doom on gut bacteria and pregnancy tests? Or be a giraffe, that too. There is Bad Apple on oscilloscope. Amazing. I'm so glad. Alright, after we finish Birdly here, I'll take my stretch break. I think that would be a very, very long speed run. I guess you would learn something. The thing you would learn is that giraffes can apparently pee for 20 minutes or 10 minutes straight. What a thing giraffes can do, and yet I'm somehow not surprised. I mean, they're big animals. I guess they got room for all that. And better than being around a rhino doing that anyway, because they can projectile that at like 20 feet or something ridiculous. I remember that from like some, I don't know, some weird, you know, not super legit safari thing we went on. There were some rhinos, you know, wandering around on the safari, and the guy's like, we can't get too close to the rhinos because they can like projectile pee at you from 20 feet away, and you do not want that. We're learning a lot in the Lynx Griffin Twitch channel. Look at all this very important information you can learn about rhinos and giraffes and Bad Apple. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that it's their claiming territory thing. They're like, get the heck out. You belong to me now. Whether you want it or not. Yeah. Yeah, apparently their eyesight's not very good. So, like, are you a threat? Die! Die via rhino piss. That's so bad. I don't know what we've come back to. And we've come back to this anyway. Chris isn't having a good time either. But now... Oh, whoops. Okay. It is time for me to stretch again. To do my stretches, take care of my wrist. That is true. If you have a better sense of smell, I guess, you know, stuff that smells pretty strong is going to have a lot of information for you. You know, I'm glad us humans evolved away from that. Thank goodness. Like, no, we're not going to put our points into poop smelling. We're going to put our points into, like, binocular vision and being able to throw stuff. Worked out pretty well. Oh, that's so funny. Boobies actually mean bobo. They're big dum-dums. That's hilarious, actually. It's the dum-dum bird. Like those big green parrots that like have no natural predators, and they don't even fly, so they just kind of like hop around and, you know, our big green parrots. What are those parrots called? Bart and one of Ned's kids was climbing down the church and he says, "Don't touch my hand, that's gay." What does gay mean? It means you used to be scared and now you're not. What? That's really funny. I haven't seen Simpsons in a long time. The Kakapo. Yes, that was it. The Kakapo. And I also remember, like, a long time back, they were getting, like, wildlife footage of the Kakapo, and some poor naturalist or photographer or whatever, Kakapo took a liking to him and climbed up on his shoulder and was trying to mate with him by, like, slapping the sides of his head with his wings, and he's just sitting there like, "I can't do anything, this is one of the rarest birds in the world, help me." It was really funny. Alright, be right back. One more stretch. Please. Birds are ridiculous. Oh yeah, the one guy with the crane wife. Actually, I heard that crane died recently. That was very sad. She did have some eggs though, so that's good. But yeah. Oh yeah, Walnut. That was it. Walnut passed away. Poor Walnut. But yeah, she did leave eggs. So good on her crane husband, helping her lay some eggs. Yes, the thing Susie's eating is not having a great time. It's wear wire. They got eated. No, I think there's a species of rhino that's severely endangered. I don't know if it was the white or black rhino. It might have been both, honestly. But I don't know if it's extinct yet. Maybe it was. Maybe it was the white rhino. I don't remember. Would have been in my lifetime. Susie does remember when Susie eats chalk, the Minecraft eating sound plays. Honestly, one thing I actually really like is when, like, humans see, like, a really super rare animal, like one you think is extinct, and they just absolutely, like, lose their shit. Like that video of that one guy who, found, like, a super rare snake driving along, and he's like, I love this snake, look at this beautiful snake, and he just picks it up and is like hugging it and screaming because he's so happy. And the snake's like, and he's like, look at this beautiful snake, look at it, and it's just freaking out and like laughing and holding it to its chest, and snake's like, okay, what's going on? Bye. And he eventually lets it go, but like, it was just so cute how happy this guy was. He just jumps out of his car and is like, I'm gonna grab this snake, and then does that. And this is just being crazy about it. Or like recently, I think they took like a photo of like an extremely rare pigeon, like super rare, hard to find pigeon, and like this photographer guy is like, hey, look at this, and then the other guy like looks at, you know, his photo, and he's like, oh, and they're just like freaking out. I love that. Oh yeah, the velvet worm. It's time to play. Grab that snake. Yeah, that's true. If I was like super into like super rare snakes, and then like I'm driving along and there's my favorite super rare snake in the world, I would also be like, this is the greatest day of my life. I'm gonna go hug this snake. Ah. So good on him. Meanwhile, Susie's got a nom. So this guy won't bother her again. No, I'm pretty sure that people who love them some venomous frogs know not to pick up the venomous frog. No, she's not biting Noelle's leg. She's eating wire. Like, when the guy picked up the snake, he's like, oh, you know, they're not venomous. So I don't think he was, you know, worried for his life or anything. It was a snake, as safe a snake as you can touch with it being a wild animal. Nom noms for Susie. I guess it depends on the frog. Like, if it's like a, you know, poison dart frog where the skin is poisonous, you don't want to touch that. And then sometimes it's like, you can touch, but you may not eat. Yeah, if it's poisonous, if like you eat it and it kills you. Okay, basically, if you bite it and it kills you, it's poisonous. If it bites you and you die, it's venomous. It depends on who is doing the biting. Yeah, the old Tumblr post. Basically, if it's poisonous, you don't want to eat it. If it's venomous, you don't want to let it touch you. Then it will end bad. I was like, oh, well, she's enjoying that. Yeah. Can't draw that dang eye. Make sure I'm on the right thing. 5 tomatoes. Okay, you know what Tumblr post actually, like, really super helped me? That, like, legit helped me in real life? Was the one that was about, like, do not put water or flour or sugar on an oil fire. Like, for cooking. They're like, do not put water on it, that's gonna spread it out. Do not put flour and stuff. They're like, what you need to do is put baking soda on it. Because the carbon dioxide in the baking soda will neutralize out the fire. So I had this grease fire going once, and I was like, oh crap. You know, it just kind of built up all of a sudden in what I was cooking. And I was like, wait a minute. That tumbler post. Baking soda. So I immediately ran to the fridge, grabbed out the baking soda, and sprinkled it on the fire. Immediately out. So that post was correct. Baking soda will put out a grease fire. So that was actually useful tumbler knowledge. Yeah, maybe not the best idea, but I feel like the reason why that one worked was because somebody explained why it worked. Because they were like, hey, the reason why, you know, you put baking soda on there is because there's carbon dioxide in baking soda, and that is what smothers a fire. Or rather, the carbon dioxide gets, like, activated by heat, so that is what puts out the fire. Why do I have baking soda in my fridge? Why not? It's fine to keep baking soda in the fridge. You don't have to, you know, it's fine being refrigerated. I have literally never had a problem with baking soda being in the fridge. That is usually where I grew up with it being. Now the baking powder, I keep outside of the fridge. That does not need to be refrigerated. But the baking soda, there are two different things. Why put it in? Keeps it fresh, I think. As far as I know. I'm fine keeping bread in the fridge. I don't do it personally, but if people do that, I'm like, I don't think that's weird. You can keep bread in the fridge if you want. Sometimes I have to keep bread in the fridge if I'm like, okay, this is like a fresh bread that's I want to eat later, but not right now. So if I'm just like, okay, I want to eat this fresh bread later, it is less likely to go bad if I put it in the fridge for like just a couple days. And then, you know, just warm it up in the oven or the microwave or whatever a little bit, and your bread's still fresh. Where the other baking stuff goes, it depends on the baking stuff. And I also use butter for baking. That's in the fridge. Eggs. Those are in the fridge. Oh, really? I would do it the other way around. Like, the factory bread I'm fine keeping out because, like, it's a little bit more processed, so it's less likely to go bad. Whereas, in my experience, like, fresh bread is more likely to go bad sooner. Oh, that's why it absorbs the odors. Okay. I don't know. I've never had a problem using it for baking, though. Like funky odors or anything like that. Yes, I am sipping boba. I told you I got some. Because I actually, I was going to make my breakfast muffins today. And then I realized I had forgotten to get more cupcake cups. So I couldn't make muffins. And I'm like, well, shoot, never mind about that then. Yeah, my fridge is pretty clean and empty. I do not like having, like, my least favorite chore of all is cleaning out the fridge. So to do that, I do not buy food unless I am intending to use it that week. So I do not let stuff sit in my fridge very long if I can help it. Because I hate that. Stale milk and old lettuce. Yeah, lettuce ain't gonna last that long. Ugh. Ugh. I hate cleaning out the fridge though. Oh, I hate it so much. While my mom was here, I'm like, Mom, can you do me a favor and clean out the fridge? I hate doing it. And she's like, yeah, fine. But yeah, my fridge is also way more empty than, like, than my parents' is. I'm like, how do you have so much food in your fridge? Yeah, I forgot. I wasn't able to make my muffins today because I forgot to get cupcake cups. So I'm like, well, I probably still want a snack while I'm drawing. I'll just get some boba. It's right there. Yeah, that'd be kind of gross if the muffins tasted like stale milk. I would not eat those muffins then. They would be kind of yucky. Like if I'm doing my food stuff right, my fridge is fairly empty by the time I go grocery shopping, and I'm like, yay! I'll put things in the fridge that I will use this week. Chop up Alfie's greens and all that, and I keep those as fresh as I can. Well, they did not have dandelion for her this week. I'm like, where's the dandelion? And I probably could get some from outside, but on the other hand, I don't really trust wild foraging. You don't know what's been on those plants. You just don't know. Do frost breath attack. Yeah, I probably have to grow my own dandelions. They can't be that hard to grow, right? I mean, they're dandelions. I thought sometimes, you know, like maybe I should start growing some of Alfie's greens for myself instead of having to buy them. I usually get her collards and dandelion. So, I don't know how hard those would be to grow. I kind of figure dandelion's easy. The problem is during the winter, like, it's probably too cold for plants to be outside. Yeah, dandelion seems like one of those really hardy plants. And edible. They do have deep roots. Okay. Probably need like a bigger thing for them then. Okay, they just need a deep root. Or a deep pot for the root. Hardy or hardy? Second one. Hardy is in like tough. They're tough little plants. They're like a lot of people think they're weeds. Basically, they'll pop up anywhere. Yeah, dandelions are edible for people too. That's why they sell them at the store. I don't know how tasty they are, but you can use them for tea and stuff like that. But they're totally edible. But I feed them to Alfie's because they're good for her. They are supposedly one of the better vegetables for bearded dragons, and I also give her collards, which are one of the best vegetables for bearded dragons, and some of the only ones I can find because the other stuff they suggest, like turnip and mustard greens, I cannot find anywhere. And then there's a bunch of other ones. Yeah, you can use them in wine, you can use them in salads, and tea. Except for the root. Do I give Alfie's butterworms? No, those are too fattening. She doesn't usually get worms. She used to a bit more when she was younger, but crickets give better nutrients and less fat. I'm sure she would love if I gave her a worm though, because worms are tasty. Yeah, I've never had dandelion wine myself. So I cannot tell you how it is. No, do not give her buttercups. I will not give her poisonous plants. Is Alfie's fat? Yeah, she's a little overweight. That's what the vet said. He's like, her weight's all right, but she's a little fat. And the thing of it is like, it's really hard to get an animal to lose weight, especially a lizard. Like, you can't exactly, like, make them exercise and all that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of a thing of, like, okay, we just feed you a little less and try and get you to exercise a little more. But no, she's a bit of a chubby pancake. It's a little bit more of a balancing act, because, like, with humans can actually get quite fat and do all right. Like, we were kind of designed that way to carry a lot of fat in our bodies. We're pretty decent at it. But, like, with a lot of animals, they're not designed that way so much, so being overweight is an actual health issue for them. Because, like, I think it's something like the way that we store fat is kind of like more on the outside of our bodies, like outside the skeleton kind of thing. So, you know, we can carry it better. But yeah, something like birds or lizards, they accumulate fat in different places than we do, and if they get overweight, it can like push into their organs and kind of harm them. So you don't want that. Yeah, like behind their eyes, stuff like that. So not good. So yeah, that's why she does not get fatty foods. She gets berries or bananas, like, you know, very rarely, you know, once or twice a month as a special treat. But her normal diet is leafy green vegetables and crickets, which I'm sure is a little boring, but, you know, it's fine. And the crickets are a good source of protein without being too fatty. And, you know, collards and dandelion are not going to be fatty, so should be good food for her. You know, I would not want to have fat build up behind my eyes or against my organs. That would be crappy. Yeah, and humans can handle it quite better. We were built to handle a lot of fat better. But other animals are not in the same way we are. Not built in the same way we are. They are designed to, you know, deal with stuff in different ways than us. But I have given her some worms in the past, and she greatly enjoyed them because they do fun wiggly motions, and also because they are fattier, they taste good. Like the whole point about, you know, things being fat is that they taste good. We can't apply our irrational human ways to animals? Sad but true. It's almost like they have different needs than we do. I mean, definitely something that's easy to forget. I'm sure I forget it plenty. And things that I see as, like, you know, oh, Alphys is doing this and reacting this way. She's probably, you know, just reacting as a lizard would to whatever environment thing is going on. Plus, I'm sure part of the issue is, like, you know, normally in the wild, they would have to be running around a bunch to either forage or hunt for food. Whereas here, like, she doesn't have to move. I will give her the food, so she's not exercising so much. So, got to keep that in mind, too. And it would be nice not having to worry, like, okay, I don't have to actually hunt anything. I'm just going to get bugs at some point today. The luxurious lizard lifestyle. Lay on rock, get fed a bug, go to bed. Wish that were me. Fetch me my bugs, hairless ape. Yes, princess. I do have to fetch her bugs all the time because I'm like, Alphys, here's a cricket. And if she doesn't grab it right away, then it's going to hop away and I have to go chase it down. I'm like, Alphys, please grab the bug out of my hand before it moves again. She's like, I'm going to sit and look at it for a bit. And of course the bug jumps away and she's like, oh, look, there it goes. Huh. Somebody should do something about that. I'm like, why don't you go hunt it? She's like, well, it's too far away to hunt now. You go get it. When she was younger, she definitely liked to chase bugs more, though. She would get super excited and try and chase them around her tank. I unfortunately have to feed her greens on purpose now because she doesn't want to eat them at all. And I'm like, girl, you have to eat your greens. Oh, to be a pet, live lazily in bliss, indeed. Don't have to worry about foods or capitalism. You just got a big thing that's every once in a while I was like, here's your food. I'm going to pet you and sing you a song. And that's all you gotta do. Unless you're like, a kind of working dog. But even then, usually those dogs are bred because they, like, I gotta do this work. Please give me the work to do. I love it. Yeah, the gross healthy food, not the tasty fatty food. That is true. You cannot ask your caretaker to buy you a video game. It's like, I'm gonna die without this video game, please. Let me have the Vimeo game. This time they were not getting snared by the yuckies. I gotta know who the knight is. True. Who do you think is the knight? New poll. Oh, oops. What if Alfie's played all the Kingdom Hearts games and writes on forums on her theories? I have no idea. That's my theory. That's a great theory. It means no matter what the truth is, you're probably correct in some way. What would really annoy me is if Alfie plays, all of Kingdom Hearts and then also she somehow beats like all the secret bosses or something and I can't do it. I'm like, really? How's this fair? Yeah, let's try and do this. Okay, a different question. When do you think we'll find out who the knight is? Alphys becomes a hardcore Geometry Dash player. Unfortunately, is Geometry Dash kind of like a successor to like just Shapes and Beats or the Impossible Game and stuff like that? Looks very Impossible Game-ish. Happened in Chapter 5 or 6? I agree. That seems likely when we'll get the confirmation on who it is. What it is, how it is, why it is. Oh, it's way before Just Shapes and Beats? Okay, is it before the Impossible Game, though? We were just talking about Geometry Dash. I feel like I remember seeing the Impossible Game a really long time ago. World's Hardest Game? Well, I don't know if there's something else that was called World's Hardest Game, but it was, I always saw it as the Impossible Game. Okay. It's after the Impossible Game. Yeah, and that was a guide your little bouncing square along the place to beats and all that kind of stuff. World's Hardest Game is a red square moving on a 2D plane. Yeah, Impossible Game feels like it came out forever ago. I remember watching, just because I like some of the music they had on it. Very short tracks, though. Yeah, it's jumping over the spikes and blocks. Alright, sounds good. 2009. Okay, that was a while ago. Yeah. Or stuff like, I think that was also like the Age of Super Hexagon, something like that. Which I tried to play and sucked so bad at. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that gameplay. I'm like, oh damn, that's extensive. I do like me some rhythm games, though. I used to play DDR all the time because it was good exercise and I liked it. But I can't do that nowadays. One, because I don't have a pad, and two, if I did, I'm on the second floor, it would probably annoy my neighbors. And all that. On my boobas! Come to me, boobas! Oh, nice. That is a crazy amount of precision, yeah. And that nice boba slurping noise for you all. Ugh. FNAF Plus and Geometry Dash. You have to keep the animatronics away by dancing to the beat. Ooh. Excuse me. Ugh. Goodness gracious. The boba made me sneeze. Chris is being tormented. Tormented. Wah, wah, wah. It's like the Mystery Science Theater movie. It was a very dark movie for Mystery Science Theater. We have weird animal facts, weird game facts, boba, ASMR. We've got it all. We also talked about languages. Bird watching. Huh, interesting. Well, platformers I have traditionally not been very good at, unfortunately. When it comes to rhythm games, I was very proud of myself for beating all levels on all difficulties, Elite Beat Agents. Which was a rhythm game on like the DS from a while ago. And it has September by Earth, Wind, and Fire on it. Are there rhythm-like sections in Celeste? I didn't even know that. I thought it was just a platformer. Okay, here's a question. Do you think we'll get a real proper rhythm mini game in Deltarune, any Deltarune chapters? And if so, which one? Gotta do those rhythm games. Get every genre. Oh, and yeah, I'm basically asking, do you think in Deltarune we'll get a section that it's a rhythm minigame? And if so, where would that happen? Like a proper rhythm minigame. That would be cool. I just wonder where we would have it. Yeah, I mean, we could do one in TV Land. It's possible. There's no game arcade in Hometown. I thought there would be in, like, the pizza place, but I guess there's not. It's a regular old pizza parlor. And this actually might be my time to, stretch here. I think we gotta do that. Alright, we're through. Oh, we're on to page 201, so we're into the second half of this very long comic, which is good. That is true. That is true. If we were going to do a music dodging or rhythm game, chapter 2 probably would have been a good place for it. Unless there's, I don't know, church choir singing or do some rhythm game to that. I don't know if it would be quite the same. Rhythm games typically work better with more contemporary music. with sweet Cap'n cakes. Oh, gotta stretch. Play church hymns on the DDR machine in church. It's holy and it's exercise. The angel wants you to get down with the beat. That would be extremely funny, actually. I don't know. Did anybody's church have a DDR machine? Mine sure didn't. I wish. That would have been cool. Did that. Yeah. Alright, and one more stretch. Alright, I am returning. The Dance Revolution with Jesus. I would like DDR. DDR was awesome. Alright, let's get to the next page. I just hope that next chapter we get like a kaiju sequence with Susie Zilla and we get to stomp all over the city and stuff like that. Use laser breath weapon against the enemies. Please, give us a Susie Zilla. That would be super cool. Like, what was that? What was that? Get Konami to make religious DDR. Do not get Konami to make it. Konami is bad at that now. Get somebody else independently to do it. What was that one, Suddenly I'm drawing a blank. What is that one game where you play as a kaiju? I think it's called, like, Rampage or something. Like, you can play as, like, a Godzilla-like thing or a King Kong thing or something like that, and your goal is just to smash that. Bowser's Inside Story. I've never played Bowser's Inside Story, so I actually don't know what happens in that one. I am unfamiliar. Yeah, giant battles. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, I wouldn't trust Konami with DDR now. Somebody else, though. Amazing Grace featuring Captain Jack. I would play that, not gonna lie. Oh, that's really funny. He was like the epitome of, like, you know, women are my favorite guy. The growly mid-90s, late 90s kind of, you know, Euro Euro pop stuff going on. I love that. I'll be totally honest. I love that stuff. Mario, Luigi, and Bowser team up against a different antagonist, and you manipulate Bowser's body from the inside to do amazing things. Bowser Ratatouille. Okay, no, wait, they could actually get this to work, though? Like, you know, like Susie could, like Susie Zola could swallow like Ross and Chris, and they could do like, you know, usually you have the, why don't we close our eyes and, you know, think about what Susie's right now kind of sequence, except for this one, you actually get to control Susie because, like, you know, normally you can't do that, but if she's got Chris and Chris has the soul, suddenly you can control Susie, so you could actually do, like, the kick-ass kaiju battle. Like, that would be really cool, actually. And then, of course, you know, once they're done, everything's back to normal, and, you know, Rouse and Chris are saved, and Susie's like, yeah, it was really actually kind of weird to have, like, somebody inside you controlling your every motion. I'm glad I don't have that anymore. And Chris is like, yeah, I can't imagine what that would be like. Like, that would suck so much for them. But it'd be really funny. That was the real friend inside me all along. That was what it was hinting at. That's what it was hinting at. Kaiju boss battle. We should have realized. It was right in front of us the whole time. No, the sad thing is, like, am I wrong? Is that not totally plausible? Is that not plausible? Like, just giving us a loophole to control Susie when normally the whole plot point is that, you know, we can't do that. Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me. If that actually happens, I'm going to scream so much. I would laugh and scream so much. Like, of all things, how did I call that one? I don't know. I feel like we have a good amount of setup for that kind of scenario. Maybe I'm just crazy. But that would be extremely funny, and if that happened, I would scream. I feel like it's plausible, though. And let's face it, it would be fun to do, like, a kaiju battle. They've already kind of set up that, like, hey, Chapter 3 is going to have, like, you know, it's a bit of an odd one out. It's kind of weird. You can try a lot of different things, sort of stuff. So that seems like an area where it's like, okay, here's another weird thing you can try. A wild past 10 minutes. Maybe the real entity possessing and controlling my every movement is the friends we've made along the way. That's the true lesson we've absorbed from this. And yet, it kind of thematically works. There's cause for that. And then later, you know, we find out Chris is being possessed and Susie's like, wait, what? Oh, really? What the hell? Yeah, it works for taking control of Susie because, like, it's like a nesting doll situation. Whatever you would call that. I don't know what you call that. Rosse was ratatouille spammed him the whole time. No, Rosse, how could you? I don't know. I guess it depends on what becoming one means, sort of thing. It does. It at least does seem like that. Like we are definitely separate from Chris. So, whatever that means, I guess we need more context. Put aside their differences, yeah. We gotta work together to defeat the bad. But at the same time, I feel like that's kind of happening a bit already. Just Chris is like, again, I feel like level 1. I would love a one-shot moment. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Team up for incredible power. That could be a cool thing in like chapter 6 or early 7 or something like that. Oh, around 20. That's kind of high. I still distinctly have the feeling that Chris like summoned the player, like asked to be possessed, And then, you know, it was later like, oh man, this wasn't a good idea. Actually, it kind of sucks giving up my autonomy, but like, well, I can't fix that now, can I? So it would be cool to be like, oh, you know what? Fine, we'll work together on this one thing, and things will be better. We just want to be friends with Chris. I'm actually not of the opinion that, like, Chris hates the player, Chris hates being possessed, blah, blah, blah. Again, I think it's, like, a sort of situation where, they're not super fond of it, but they don't hate it. They're kind of like, this is really not what I want, but I am kind of stuck with it, so I just gotta deal with it. Yeah, like, we didn't have a choice either. You cannot play the game, but I really don't think the lesson's gonna be, you are a bad person for playing the game. How dare you? Like, I don't think that's the actual lesson that we're supposed to take away here. I think that'd be kind of silly. Ooh. That's pretty nice, especially if it's a free ticket. You know, you get a free concert, yeah, use that. Might as well. And go see the arts. All that stuff. Yeah, I feel like, well, I feel like that was Chris's original intention, is like, if somebody else has control of my life, then I don't have responsibility, because they don't trust themselves. I think, like, Chris's main problem is, like, they feel like they can't be trusted to make good choices, that they're going to screw things up. So they're just like, you know what, forget this, I'm not going to make any more choices. I don't have the strength or the courage or whatever to do this stuff on my own. Somebody else should do it for me. Oh no, they got what they asked for, and now they're like, wait a minute, actually this kind of sucks a bit. But the whole, hopefully idea of it is that, you know, by going through this adventure, they will realize they can make their own choices. That they are, oops, I hate what happens. That they are able to handle things on their own. But of course that will be the point where, you know, we have to stop the game because they won't need us anymore. I just feel like the lesson for Chris in this particular scenario is you don't have to have somebody holding your hand all the time. You can trust yourself to make your own decisions, even if there's a chance something might go wrong. And they're just going to have to learn that lesson, because I feel like, again, there was their choice to get possessed because they felt like they could not be trusted with that, or they just did not trust themselves with making their own decisions. Yeah, a lot of people think that, like, you know, control of the vessel would be a thing. The kind of thing that I actually like, that I think would be neat, is if, you know, the game ends with us suddenly being cut off from Chris, if we have all the shadow crystals, or, like, the pure crystal, whatever, basically, hello, thank you for the raid. Super appreciate it. If we had all the shadow crystals or all the pure crystal or whatever, that getting all of that would allow us to basically interact with the universe without having to possess Chris. Because I feel like that would be kind of a cool reward for going for the trouble of, you know, beating all the bosses. All the secret bosses are really hard. So, like, that kind of, like, by the way, you'll get this extra thing that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise. I think that would be a cool reward for that. And also, yes, thank you for the raid. We are carrying on, trying to make progress with this comic. Yeah. Like we have the rewards of, like, you know, okay, better armor and all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. But these are very tricky bosses. So I feel like some kind of, like, story reward would be neat. That's my thoughts on it anyway. Like, maybe it would be just being, oh, we get, you know, the vessel back and we get to possess the vessel instead of Chris and interact that way. Very, very special reward. Oh yeah, sorry, the worm is definitely supposed to be kind of creepy. I'm not sure, like, I feel like I should warn for that, but I have no clue how you warn for that kind of, like, brain invasion horror. Like what's the term for that kind of thing? Like this, I think it's like there's gonna be a bit of eye horror going on with this one. That's not specific enough. Like, what is the specific, like, warning this is in the thing for a thing crawling into your ear? I don't know what kind of phobia that is. Yeah, like, is there a phobia of, like, you know, oh, thing's gonna crawl inside your ear kind of thing? There's probably a word for it, but I don't know what that is. Yeah, I just don't know if that's gonna bother somebody, because that feels like that's the kind of thing that would squick somebody out. Orifice invasion? I mean, maybe, but I'm kind of worried that people would, like, take that in a not safe for work direction, because that's also a little less specific. Goodness, I'd have... How do you Google, what is the phobia for something crawling inside your ear.com? You just call it the X-Files fear. I swear that happened in X-Files a bunch. Yeah, eye horror is probably something that would happen up here too, so maybe ear horror? I guess so. I guess that would probably be the most succinct. Eye horror, ear horror. Teeth horror. Sound horror. All 5 senses horror. Found someone looked up that fear. Ear acnophobia. Arachnophobia. It sounds like it's saying ear acnophobia. Oh no, earache. That's pretty funny, actually. Like, you get some really weird phobias, and it's like the bad, scary thing phobia. Earache phobia. Oh, that's for spiders in your ears. Worm kind of like spider? Worm is like a spider if it had no legs. Or segmentation or anything like that. Ugh, I would not want a scorpion. Scorpions actually kind of freak me out. I do not like scorpions. Scorpions and centipedes are the two bugs where I'm like, no, do not come near me. Yeah, scorpions in Animal Crossing. Absolutely terrifying. Oh my goodness. The libraries. Yeah, that's true. The library can have that kind of stuff. Oh my goodness. That was like reminding me of me playing Animal Crossing, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Mystery Island and see what I get. And then you get Scorpion Island. And you're like, oh no, I'm here on Scorpion Island. Which, like, to be fair, if you buy a bunch of if you catch a bunch of scorpions, they're worth a lot of money. The problem now is you have to catch a bunch of scorpions. And if 2 of them see you at once, you're screwed, because you can only catch 1 at a time. Ugh, scorpion in people's garage? Oh no! I had a tarantula in my garage once. The tarantulas don't scare me like scorpions do. I don't know why. Just something about, like, big old stinger tail popping up. It's spoopy. Little saber lobsters. Are they more aggressive? I thought they had an equal amount of aggression, scorpions and tarantulas. What if you went to Island for a vacation, but you got there and it was Scorpion's Island? Would that be fucked up or what? The stinging land lobsters. Maybe scorpions felt worse. Ugh. This is like an MST3K episode. Horrors of Spider Island. Spoilers, there is only 1 spider on the island. But also the spider is like a guy. So the horror is guy who is a Spider Island. She's trying to step on the thing, but it's not working. There's probably a movie called Scorpion Island too. Spider guy, can he swing? from the web. Well, today's a good play to play Mario games because, you know, it's Mario Day. Happy Mario Day! Spider guy can sit in the corner and cry. Eats takeout every day, working on his resume. Look out, there is a spider guy. Oh, a Mario movie sequel? Interesting. I hope there's lots of Yoshis in it. I was like, where are the Yoshis? And they have one brief appearance and then they're gone. Give us the land of the Yoshis. We need little dinosaur friends. Well, I guess it did well enough. That's true. I like the movie. Like, it was obviously, like, meant for kids and kind of stuff, which is fine. But I was like, okay, this is a fun little kids movie. I enjoyed it. Okay, that's a few years off. Good. They should take the time to make it good. Please take your time with the movie. Yeah, nice production values and all that, too. Peaches, 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 peaches. Maybe if they go to Yoshi's Island, they'll, you know, encounter Birdo and some other more obscure Mario characters. Bean Beans or Volbans. I don't know those Mario characters. I don't know if we'll get into, like, you know, Mario RPG or Mario Paper Mario characters like, I don't know, Fawful or Cackletta or all that other stuff. I'm not super hip to the Mario lore. Most of it's from osmosis. Next Mario movie is actually the creepypasta I Hate You. You thought Bowser worked alone? Awesome Mario says. Oh, funny. Oh, that's really funny. And we were just talking about Bowser's Inside Story. I thought Fawful was an antagonist in a different Mario game. I didn't know it was Bowser's Inside Story. They're not immune to the acid, but Noelle is trying to freeze it with her Snowgrave breath, but it's not working super great. So they're kind of like, oh, we still can't get across the acid, even though we're trying. But she's trying. There's actually a multi-game arc with Fawful. I will fully admit, the only things I know about Fawful, like back in the days when I used to moderate a big multi-fandom RP, one of my friends was playing Fawful in the game, and we gave him, like, because he was, like, really active and stuff in the game, we gave him some, like, big plot stuff to do, and he ended up shooting down a helicopter out of, like, junk he made together. And then, like, that ended up being a big plot thing. So, like, Fawful became a major player in plot stuff in the RP I moderated, where it was based on the movie Cloverfield. That was my first major RP. It was so fun. I made so many friends. That was a good time. I wish I had time to do that. Yeah, this is a long one. I'm only on part 2 right now. Page 2 of part 2 right now. So, we'll be at this one for a little while, unfortunately. Yeah, I think the person who was playing him she did a pretty good job playing him. She got him pretty accurate. But yeah, he basically, was building all this random stuff in the background. So we gave him a plot where it's like, okay, you can gather up all this stuff and then shoot down a helicopter. And from that, we're going to get all this, exposition for what's actually going on in the game and stuff like that. Yeah, that was Fawful. It was pretty fun. I played a few characters in that game before I started moderating. I actually like moderating RPs. It was a fun time. I worked really hard to try and get the ending good. Hopefully it worked out okay. And nice, congrats on finishing. Meanwhile, Chris is like, I'm still Shadow of the Colossusing my way back up here. Aw. I mean, I wasn't exactly a kid either. I was in college for most of that. So, you know, no wrong time to do that. That's my main issue now is, like, I don't have time. Like, RP is such a time-consuming thing, and I'm so busy with my own projects. But it was a really good way to make friends, for sure. I'm just not sure where people do it nowadays, because when I was doing it, it was on LiveJournal, and then that moved to Dreamwidth when LiveJournal exploded. So I guess people still play there, hopefully. I think so. But I'm not sure if they do it other places, too. If nothing else, I thought the Dreamwidth LiveJournal stuff was pretty well set up and executed. It was a good way to do it. Still some forums? Yeah, forums are a good place to do that, too, seems like. Yeah, we need a swan boat for this battle. Where is it? Yeah, well, I think it's a lot. I'm sure a lot of it happens on Discord now too, which is fine, I suppose. My main issue with Discord is that it's kind of harder to find stuff again. You know, if you want to go back and reread things, I don't know, it's a little bit trickier to find it than if it's on like a forum or a blogging post. Yeah, we got creepy swan boat. The swan boat is alive, and, you know, we'll try and dip them in the acid so they can't take the swan boat. Turns out the swan boat was a no-go. Who would have guessed? Builders Beasts are like, what's a swan? We've got a few other... I know I need to do some other, like, characters as well. Like, I think somebody asked for Jigsawries and maybe Rudins or something like that. I'm eventually going to run out of characters. I still need to, like, do some more color cards, too. It's been a while since I've done one of those. Well, you don't have to include all elements if you don't want to. That's entirely up to you. It doesn't have to be a one-for-one beat for what happens in the game. Especially since a lot of, like, you know, little things that happen in a story are kind of hard to replicate once you change the story. And it turns out they were there for a reason. Who would have guessed? Eldritch worm-eating caterpillar, go! Oh boy. I just eat leaves off this tree, but I do it evilly. And creepily. Tree eating. That's the thing, it's the caterpillar that now eats worms and not trees. No! Could have taken care of that worm for Chris, probably would have appreciated that. I'm like, why couldn't you have eaten the brain worm before it got in my brain? Dumb caterpillar, you're back like 50 rooms ago. Oh. I wonder how much further I can keep going. Because usually this is around my stopping time, but I want to go a little further. We'll go a little bit further. Chris got grab. So we'll go a little bit further, and then I have to stop and do stuff. What are we on? 203? Okay. Good grief. This really is taking sweet time. I honestly have no clue when I'm going to finish this one, because even though I'm trying to make good progress, like, we got some background stuff done at least. It's just a long one in terms of, you know, posing, battles, all that stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that Lancer got to help in that way. I'm going to order 999 shovels. I'm a little sad that we probably won't get to see, like, Lancer's friendship with Susie develop more in Other Worlds. Because that would be cool. And you get turned to stone, that's not fair. How could you take Lancer out of the situation? Queen's like, me when I get you. He was so good. I really liked Lancer. I didn't think I would like him, and then like you get to know him, and it's like, oh no, you are just a little guy, and I love you, and I have to protect you. Let's see how I did this. Yeah, and he's so funny. Good jokes. I feel like this is an easy thing to forget, and I'm totally guilty of this too, but like, Deltarune is funny. It's really funny. There's comedy. It's not all dark and serious, and like the tone of it. I'm skeptical of like people who are like, Deltarune is gonna end with, you know, all the characters dying. It's gonna be a dark ending. I'm like, the tone. Have you noticed the tone? The tone, my dude. The tone matters. Yeah, the thing is, comedy is difficult. It's really difficult to do. That's why I wish I was better at it. Like, Toby has such funny writing, and some people are really good at imitating his comedy, and I wish I was better at it, because I don't know if I'm very good at it. Like, yeah, for sure, it has felt more serious than Undertale. But I would not say that it is, like, a drama or a tragedy. It is still very funny. It's too weird, not weird enough. No, no. Oh, no, well. I wonder when we're going to actually be meeting, May or Holiday, for that matter. She is being kept, surprisingly away from us. I guess once we cause a, you know, giant crisis, that's when she's going to show up. Well, now I gotta take care of your crises. I'm not gonna be happy about it. And Chris has another death coming up. The Eldritchrune is like dark and tragedy. And I would say that the tone is distinctly different from canon, which is significantly funnier. Gotta come over for that teen sleepover. We're going to watch all the Shrek movies in order. Yes, even the third one. And then all the Puss in Boots movies. Never saw the fourth one. Yeah, I don't think I saw past the second one. Did I see the third one? I don't know. Scandalous. I might even rummage through somebody's sock drawer. The most scandalous. I did see Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and that was pretty awesome. I never saw the other Puss in Boots movie. I don't really want to, because our Last Wish was already awesome. More of that coolness, please. Yeah, Last Wish was really good. You've seen the 4 Shrek films. Which is your favorite? And remember when, like, Shrek was a really big creepypasta thing? Same along with, like, SpongeBob? I feel like those two. Big on creepypastas. Shrek 2 is pretty decent. At least it has the, you know, I need a hero sequence, which is the best sequence. But I remember seeing Shrek when it first came out in theaters, like the first one. And And it was like, ah ha ha, this is so subversive. Look at these pot shots they're taking at Disney. Ah ha 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 ha, this is so cool. And oh boy, did that dry up quick. Turns out maybe you need to be a bit more sincere about your stories. People like sincerity. But you can mostly tell Katzenberg is like, I hate you, Disney. I hate you, Michael Eisner, and I'm going to mess with you. Like, Katzenberg, you're also an asshole, though. Yeah, I think the thing that I think people liked about Shrek was that the parts that were sincere. There, a lot of the comedy was kind of taking pot shots at Disney. Like, the comedy was mean, but the actual, like, story and romance was sincere, and people liked that. Shrek 2 and The Last Wish, peak cinema. I don't know if I did that thumb right, hopefully. It's actually hard to draw some, like, holding a tiny person. There are a couple. What's that tool called? I don't know. How would you get yourself out of this situation? Wrong answers only. Oh yeah, they need the brain worm remover too. It's okay, they're about to die, and that'll get it removed. Thankfully. Need a crowbar. I'm gonna crowbar my way out of this. I'd land over. Adlan, no! I don't know what you use to remove brain worms, though. Honestly, I don't think I want to know. Yeah, that would be a very bad way. Chris is kind of like, oh, this sucks. Oh, wait, when was this in the Magnus archives? I listened to all of them, and I don't remember that. But admittedly, I think, like, I like the Magnus archives, but I actually kind of started to lose interest when it got more, like, with the main plot. I liked how it was, like, little vignettes of random weird horror stories in the beginning. And then, once stuff started getting more complicated, I dropped off a bit. Although the idea of, like, you know, the 14 big fears is pretty cool. What's your patron fear? Yeah, Pride Queen's hand open. I don't know. I think they're in a tough position for that. I probably gotta stop soon. Yeah, it gets pretty bleak and depressing, especially when it's like, oh, like, I think the last season, where, it's like everybody is living in their own personal fear hell. Yeah. It kind of sucks because, like, it was cool, but because it was so much, like, you know, again, everybody's living in their own personal fear hell, it lost some of the edge, I guess, for me. Like, I just really liked a lot of the Season 1, Season 2 stuff where it's like, here is a random vignette about, you know, something horrible and creepy happened to a person. And we're not exactly sure what. It's like, once you're like, okay, these are all the people's fear hells and stuff, it kind of, you know, categorizes stuff a little more. And by doing that, it's a little less scary, I guess. That's just my random ramblings about it. No, I did listen to the whole thing, though. It was a long time ago. I'm trying to remember, like, what my favorite episodes were. Chris Yell. Yeah, it was kind of less like, oh, you know, what weird thing is this going to be? And it's like, oh, okay, this is, you know, the dark, or the hunt, or, you know, the corruption, or etc. What fear are we dealing with now? We've got to label them. Okay, I guess we can go through to I'm trying to decide if I should stop now before Chris dies horribly, and we'll pick that up next time, or if we should end with Chris dying horribly. What do you guys think? Two more panels or no? So I think I'm past my stopping point for my stretch anyway. Like, what fear is this? It's probably the vast. Like that's what this would be, right? Things that are big. Hello, thank you for coming. I'm probably about to stop. I'm sorry. We went for quite a while, and I think this will be my stopping point. I'm sorry. I appreciate you coming, though. We're stopping before Chris gets killed. Well, they'll be safe for now. Yeah, we ran for quite a while. How long were we running for? I can't see it on my thing. Oh well, I'll figure that out. But yeah, we got through a bunch. I enjoyed talking with you all about silly things. 3.5, okay, that's about usual. Too late for Chris's life. Yeah, for the brain worm. And again, that'll at least be gotten rid of. So no more brain worm. Well, that'll be more clear what's going on with brain worm once we get to that. But yeah, made a lot of progress today. And again, I really enjoyed talking with you guys about all kinds of crazy things. It was a fun time. I should be finishing Undertale Yellow this week on Friday. And also, I should do another stream next weekend too. I don't think I have any plans then. So yeah, there will be even more art in the future. Maybe it will be more of this. Maybe it will be something else. We'll find out. It is an earworm, and I think there is a joke that Queen makes about, oh, you humans just don't like earworms, do you? Ha ha ha. Queen, you're so funny. Yeah, I'll try and get proper warnings for this one, because there's a couple things. There's, death by acid, some eye horror, some stuff like that. But hopefully it's all well and good. And get all the labels that it needs. Again, I have no clue when this will be done. This is a long ways off. I've got lots to do left for it. But yeah, thank you guys super much for coming to the stream. I super appreciate you being here. Thanks for rating and all that stuff. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And I will see you all next time. Alrighty. See you later.